You know, this whole thing with the quarterback situations here in Francisco, it's starting to become amusing. You want to really get yourself if you're really into this and work yourself up into a foam, then go check out some of the guys like Skip Bayless, and Shannon Sharp, and Screaming Stephen A. And it just gets really comical. Matt Stafford, people got him going a lot of places. I was actually getting concerned because you know I love being right, boy. I was getting concerned that could this be? Nah, the hell, what for? He ain't gonna, especially in light of some of the things we were saying the other day too. If we don't have any normal preseason, the hell are we gonna do with Matt Stafford? So I'm like feeling better about the situation. But this is all fun because at some point, one of us is going to have the opportunity to say, I tried to tell you, and I can't wait for that day. All season time is just crazy. But I look forward to it each and every year, especially with you, fam, because boy, don't get mad either, man, because I tell you what, my brother Kenny's a Kansas City Chief fan. I tell him, boy, Kenny, I used to like to go over his house in Ronbo. I said, Kenny, I'm going to come over your house. I'm gonna eat all, because I know you got chicken in the refrigerator, man. I'm going to go in there late night, sneak in, because you made the mistake of telling me where the key is to the door. I'm going to sneak in, eat up all your chicken, leave the bones laying on the kitchen table, and leave. That's how you get Ronbo'd. Or with pizza. I like to go in and eat up, I don't care how much pizza's in that box, too. I eat up all the pizza and leave the box laying on the table open. Might let the dog in, too. Hey, here's the thing, fam. Only 24 hours ago, it appeared there was going to be a replacement for Niners starting quarterback and NFC champ, Jimmy G. It was supposed to be a done deal. As far as the media and fans were concerned, people were clowning me on Twitter. What? Hey, Ronbo, man. So how you like it now? Hey, Matthew Stafford's coming in, but your boy Jimmy's out of here. So I sat back and calmly said, you know what? I don't see Kyle and John pulling saying nothing. By the way, it's a little early to be signing deals. So, I don't know why y'all getting all worked up, man. Ain't nothing final. So when I said that, I'm going to tell you the truth. I wasn't even sure. I was not sure. Because I think, God, Stafford is somebody that Kyle might like to work with, maybe. So, Matthew Stafford's availability gave hope to those thinking Stafford would take the Niners to the next level. Suddenly, out of Stafford's camp comes news. Wait for it. Of interest in the Rams? What? Oh. Now, I know what you're saying, and everybody's saying that too. Man, if Rams ain't taking, man, they can't even afford. Hey, listen, you know what? It's like Will used to say to everybody else, you say, man, they got Jalen Ramsey. How the hell did they get Jalen Ramsey? And I think they already paid him. Now, I don't know how they're doing that. I said Jalen Ramsey walks next. I said Jalen Ramsey walks at the beginning of this year. Jalen Ramsey's running around there in the playoffs with the Rams. So you know what? I don't know what Stafford was doing over there. This could be a rumor with no validity whatsoever. If Los Angeles lands Stafford, could the stranglehold on the Rams, though, could it be over? This is why I was laughing, because as I'm making jokes about this, some dude walks in and says, hey, it was GB Vool, who's always giving me grief about Jimmy. Yeah, but Stafford, but Goff led the Rams to the Super Bowl. I said, excuse me, but here's the thing. Jimmy owns the Rams, and so, so? Just to let your sarcasm know, I see that, But the latest development, and we'll talk about it. I want to discuss the monies everybody's talking about because it's cracking me up. Because for the dudes that are freaking out because they're concerned with, because I'm not worried about Stafford going to L.A., Next year, the 49ers offense, especially with Jimmy intact, not hit the ground running and moving faster than ever with full comprehension, with now having serious, legitimate weapons out there for Jimmy to toss to, ain't nobody going to beat the 49ers. You can pick up whoever you want to, but anybody going to be, it's not going to be any difference. Jimmy is ready to roll. What are the odds of him getting hurt? I know. He gets hurt all the time. We expect him to get hurt again next year, too. You can't make that promise. No matter what quarterback comes in, you can't make that promise. So that's why I'm saying, bring my boy back. I like having the Italian stallion running my team. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, bam, the latest developments along with everything. I know! As you call in. Meanwhile, though, it gets worse. No, it doesn't get worse. It stays on a steady level. It stays at that same plane. But meanwhile, back at the ranch, Michael Vick in communications with Deshaun Watson suggests Niners has a good fit. And a lot of people do. The Texans are saying they have no plans to trade Mrs. Watson's baby boy. The situation between player and team may not be near a resolution. Michael Vick has been in contact with Watson and suggests a potential landing spot if Vick can force that trade. Watson does have some leverage. The no-trade clause within his contract allows him to approve or deny potential landing spots, and we all know that. But first, he has to convince Texans brass to cave to his trade demands. Vick told FS1's Nick Wright, who I can't stand, as he filled in for Colin Cowherd on The Herd, I'm going to have a conversation. This is a quote. I'm going to have a conversation with Watson later on today. We just spoke about it a few minutes ago, and we're going to talk about it just in totality. But look, if I'm his agent, I'm pushing to get with the best team. I'm looking to get with the San Francisco 49ers or the Chicago Bears. Need some defense, need some weapons. Those teams are short of quarterback, and a deal can be made. So I can see Jimmy sit back at his house, man, reading this stuff. They don't have a quarterback? Okay. I always wonder if Jimmy, because Jimmy, somebody complained about Jimmy doesn't show any emotions or anything out there. It's true. He doesn't. He gets excited when he's like TDs and things like that, or something goes and you see him he starts fist pumping in the air and stuff like that, or maybe with the famous Jimmy a touchdown, or he gets excited when the guys get touchdowns. He goes and celebrates with them, but you don't ever see him on the field usually showing a lot of emotion. That's true. Unquote. Vic did note that the Niners' Kyle Shanahan knows how to get the best out of his quarterbacks, which should appeal to a player like Watson. Vic added, quote, Kyle was doing it with Jimmy G. He got it done with him. They appeared in the Super Bowl. See, right there is where I start to get a little concerned with the whole conversation. I say, okay. So Kyle got to the Super Bowl with Jimmy G, and Jimmy G was still in learning mode. I think he's a little further ahead now, but was still in learning mode, okay? So what happens if Jimmy plays another full season and he ain't go be in learning mode next time he comes out there? Does he finally become one with the Shanahan mind? Because that's what I'm looking forward to. I'll later for all this bring somebody else in, let them go through what Jimmy already went through, and then get to that level. I want to see Jimmy out there with the guys. Now, that's my whole MO. So, he goes on to say he was doing it with Nick Mullins. So to get a guy like Deshaun, it just enhances everything, and now you can just take it a step further. You got weapons, you can stretch the field, you can run the football, you can play defense, unquote. You see, that's why I consider all this ludicrous. See, that's just me. I know Jimmy's going to get hurt, and that can be promised. But still, what if he doesn't? Let me get into the meat and potatoes, though, because this is the best part, man, because this is what I find the most amusing. The Niners are rumored to be in the hunt for Matthew Stafford. Everybody knows that. Kyle and John may not, but everybody else does. If they don't land him, they probably would prefer not to face a veteran passer at least twice a season. Can you imagine the 49ers being scared of Stafford all season long? Because, I mean, I tell you right now, okay, never mind. ESPN's Jeremy Fowler reports that Stafford may be eyeing the Rams as a potential destination. Now, You know how to find it, Jeremy. Get him in Twitter. Jeremy's getting jammed up, though. I seen a lot of us over there, too, laughing at Jeremy Fowler and naming some of the things you're talking about. Man, the Rams got a dead cap of $65 million. It's even attempted to try to trade golf. So I said, guys don't understand, man. These guys know what they're doing. If they want to manipulate contracts and do all that kind of bizarre stuff, they'll get it done. I'm still trying to figure out how Jalen Ramsey's in L.A. So, understandably, though, the Rams have been non-committal with quarterback Jared Goff, and like the Niners, may look to upgrade at the QB. Fowler adds that the Rams are at least exploring the possibility of trading for Stafford. He tweets, sources, Matthew Stafford considers the Rams a viable contender in his trade market with the Lions. While it's unclear what the Rams can do with Jared Goff's long-term deal, which is what you're alluding to, on the books, they've explored the possibility with Stafford. End tweet. So you know what they should do? The Rams should call Santa Clara. Yeah, man. May I speak to? Yeah, I'm from blah 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 from the Rams. Yeah, I just want to talk to Parag Marathi for a few minutes. It'll get it done. LA could be nearly as appealing for Stafford as San Francisco as with Shanahan. Rams coach Sean McVay is well respected around the league for his play calling creativity as well. Of course, this could also be LA trying to drive up the price, like some probably anticipate, for Stafford and potentially impacting divisional rival 49ers. Because God knows, the Rams say, man, the 49ers stranglehold on this organization makes no sense. We've beaten them 1 year out of the last 4, and this has got to stop. And so some people say, the Rams, we get Stafford, it's all over. It's been over for years. Ever since Jimmy got this, it's been over. Okay, anyway, through 16 games this past season, Stafford completed 339 of 528 attempts. That's a 64.2% for 4,084 yards with 26 touchdowns and 10 interceptions. That's not mind-blowing. That doesn't blow me off the table either. I know he didn't have a team around him, and the Detroit Lions suck as an organization. But when you think about the amount of throws that Jimmy did compared to all that what Stafford's putting up on every few minutes, Jimmy did just as good a job and one more touchdown. I'm just saying. And if he not had those drops, Jimmy would have been right with him in the yardage too. All I say is it just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I just can't get behind it. Barack O'Neill, I see you, fam. Why wear that jersey? Why wear that jersey when he can't win a Super Bowl year one? I know, right? See, Brock, that's funny. People that need to read between the lines on that one. 49ers says, sell Jittery G for a toothpick, 2 bottle caps, and a large fries. Forget about Stafford and get our guy Watson or bust. Okay, hey, for the Watson or bust people, you realize, of course, the 49ers are not going to pay Watson $35,000 with all the guys we got to pay. We got Nick ahead in the future. If Jimmy cries for too much money when his contract ends, he's leaving too. But we got Nick to sign. We got Fred to sign. You're trying to work on Trent Williams to sign. There's players coming down the line. A $35,000 quarterback is probably something you should probably get over. I'm just saying, I know you want Watson, get rid of everybody, just have Watson out there by himself, throwing the ball and running and catching himself. But that's a lot of cash. It could rework the contract though, like you're probably thinking and make. But does Watson want his contract reworked? Deshaun said, look, man, I'm $35,000. My annual. Okay. If y'all can't handle that, then just don't call back here no more. Arsenio Merones says Rams have Goff dead cap at $65 million and no picks. How can they even think of Stafford? I don't know. I don't even know what he was doing. I don't even know why Stafford. This comes from Fowler. I don't know where he got that information from any more than I know the information these other guys are getting from about Jimmy G. They had him a dead. Grant Cohn's over there telling everybody that I've got it on inside contacts. It's pretty much a done deal. And all of a sudden you're hearing this. So you know what? What are you going to believe? D-Loc 187. Hey, got to have a change that background behind him. Stafford is on the way. See, These are the things. And by the way, there's going to be more of these rumors that are going to run. You're running down this path. Oh, Jimmy's gone. Ding dong, the witch is dead. The witch is dead. Ding dong, the witch is dead. We're going to get Stafford. And then all of a sudden you're going to hear this other thing. And then there'll be this other thing. They're all going to be compelling. You're going to have to make up your mind which one. You can like the one you like best. The one that most people I think would like best, even I might consider smiling about, is if Watson's on his way. Gibster says, would be an interesting division if Stafford, Watson, Kyler, and Russ were all quarterbacks in it. Watson, how can it be Stafford and Watson? Because, I see what you mean. We get Watson and Rams get Stafford. Because quite frankly, Stafford is not a big enough upgrade for me. I'm not gonna go. I'm gonna go big. I gotta go bigger than Stafford, man. Jimmy can do what he can do, and probably better next year. Ew. Hey, Pete.
What up, Ronbo?
Pete, man, it's the ongoing drama with. Can we please get Jimmy out of here? And I gotta tell you, Pete, I actually thought for a minute Stafford could be real because I looked at his style. That's kind of what Kyle likes. Now,
I mean, he is a gunslinger. He is a gunslinger.
And Cal wants a guy that sits in that pocket and can read the field and do Kyle's bidding, right? So. But now...
Yeah, but the real question is, why get another guy when our own line is kind of busted up right now? That's the real question. I don't understand. Because when I was doing some research, I heard that if the Niners do get, Watson, we're going to have to trade 3 second-round picks and 3 third-round picks. And
is that what it is?
That, for me, that's too much.
3 second and 3 first? Did you...
No, 3 second and three third round.
Oh, 3 second and third. So for the next 3 years, seconds and thirds?
Yeah, I was like, wait, that's way too much. That's too much for us.
And for that length of time.
Yeah. But honestly, every time I look at Stafford play, he does have the arm. He does have the readings and whatnot. And honestly, I feel like if we don't end up getting Stafford and we keep Jimmy, I feel like he could go with the Colts because right now they're essentially like us. They have a good defense and they have weapons, and Stafford needs both. And with the Rams, they're inconsistent. Because in 2 games it could be the best, and then the rest of the season they could play absolute trash, which is I don't think is what Stafford wants.
And the thing that really kills me is if there's anybody that's really desperate here and they're not hearing a lot from, it's the Colts. They don't have a QB at all. If anybody should be going all out,
they don't.
We're not hearing a word from them. If anybody should be going all out and making sure that nobody outbids them, it's the Colts. Who's going to quarterback for them?
Nobody. I mean, Philip Rivers, he's retired. They're pretty much one quarterback away from, going in deeper.
And Jacoby Brissett. He was a 1-year deal. They're going to have to re-sign him or go get Stafford. And I don't know why I can't believe Belichick's not all over this. Do you know how Stafford would excel with what him and McDaniel like to do? That's why the people you don't hear from, most likely that's where he's going to end up. My thinking on that is Watson is pretty much Jerry Jones is going to finally sit back and say, Dak, you own $40 million a year. Do you know that Deshaun Watson's only getting 35? So Dak, please make me understand why I should just not go and talk to the Texans and say, listen, I'll take him off your hands right now, and I'll give you Dak. I'll give you anything else you want, a couple of third round, second round, third round picks. Anything you want to do, we can do it. Watch out for Jerry Jones. Watch out for Jerry Jones. I got a feeling Vegas money would be on Jones and Watson get together if he insists on leaving Texans. So,
Yep. But also, I've been told too that they're declining Watson's trade,
the what?
and if they're going to decline Watson's trade, and so if Watson sits out the season, that's just going to be more money for the organization.
That's right, huh? Because they don't have to. They don't have to
Yeah.
pay you if you sit out. That's right, huh? So yeah, and Deshaun doesn't want to sit out a season. He's not the type that's going to do that. You get a lot of guys that really would threaten to sit out the season, and they would. He ain't that type. And J.J. Watt would be all over his ass. They're the kind of place where Texas is serious about football. Don't do this. Ooh, that would really be bad. And then other owners will look around the league, and you could end up being in a Colin Kaepernick situation. Deshaun's got to be careful with this.
Oh, yeah, and if that happens, like with Kaepernick, forget about it.
Yeah, they'll blackball you because them good old boys, they got control. And even if it's unfair, you could take it to Congress. And the NFL, it's its own world, So, yeah. That's a lot of money, too.
But
1 year. Woo, that's a lot of money he'd be giving up. God,
Yeah.
Deshaun? Yeah.
But you know what? I feel like Stafford will. If we say we do get Stafford, right, and we do, kick out Jimmy, which I think won't happen. I feel Jimmy will either go to Chicago or back to New England. And Stafford, is going to take him probably a year, maybe a year and a half for him to get used to that system. Because it's a completely different system where he was in. Yeah. Different, coach's mindset and, environment at all.
Shanahan's system is just it's a whole nother thing. And it is why I think Shanahan knows that, and which is why I have a feeling he's going to ignore all the complaints and just keep working with these guys. And it's a young group. Not only the Jimmy, but the receivers, it's a young group. So if you start throwing people out for every little reason before they get to a maturity level, this is kind of stupid to me. But I mean, a lot of people want it. I just don't think it's smart. But Pete, we got to go, family. Let me. When am I getting back here? I got some problems coming up here. I'm gonna get I'll be back as soon as possible. I got a feeling it's gonna be earliest Tuesday. Yes.
For sure, Ronbo. I'll see you then.
All right, Pete. Looking forward. You too. Night. Oh, God. Thanks, man. And Barack Obama said, my boy Will Don lost his mind. Will done lost his mind. I know Will's but he hated my boy Jimmy. Remember, he hated my boy Dub. Will was going to be the one to cut up the tires on the J-Dub bus. Now Will is driving the bus. Will! Paul III says Gilmore is on the trade block for the Patriots. You would take that swap for Jimmy. Gilmore. For Jimmy. 3 years still on Gilmore's. Wait, who's Gilmore? Give me the first name. What position? He's not a quarterback. Who's Gilmore? Mary Own!
What's going on, man?
Man, I'm sitting back and laughing because, Marion, you and I have been watching football long enough to know the lies and stories in series and movies and things that are going to take place between now and FA signing day. They're going to be endless. Because I didn't see this coming. I did not see. I look up, I say, what? Matt Stafford is now entertaining thoughts of joining the LA Rams. He seems to like what they do and everything. What? I thought somebody had some inside information that the 49ers, John Lynch and company was over there bending the ears of the Detroit Lions, saying, we'll give you this, we'll give you this, we'll give you this. We'll give you Jimmy. Just give us Matt. They had me going. Everybody had me going. I said, okay, well, damn. Okay, well, I got to get used to that. But, man, I don't know. What are you thinking, man? The Rams, are they BSing? What the hell's going on with the Rams? Why is it every time you look up, somebody famous is in L.A.? or going to L.A.?
Well, excuse me, it was a report about they want Goff to reconstruct his contract,
Oh.
and his agent said no, so it's going to be a quarterback
Oh.
competition between Goff and the backup that you saw in Week 17.
With the quick feet.
So,
It almost got his neck broke.
and that came out yesterday. So I don't know whether Matthew Stafford came into play, but here's the thing about Matthew Stafford, man. This dude played 12 years. He did 2 at Georgia.
Yeah.
I'm down here in the South.
Yeah.
And he wasn't impressive in Georgia to be the number 1 pick, Wines to be the number 1 pick, and just throw a lot of yards for garbage yards. That's it. So, I mean, for Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch to be so not saying dishonest, but disloyal to Jimmy.
Marion, wait, Marion, right there. Wait. John and Kyle, just like last time, they get tired of coming out every other week to say, "We told you, Jimmy's our starter in 2021," because people think they're lying. John and Kyle haven't said anything. Matt Mayoko says, "I've got no information in regards to this," but the fans, Matt, you know what you're talking about. Shut up. Stafford's coming.
Yeah, but
I say, God,
Ronbo
Jesus.
is coming from somewhere. For this to be coming out, you don't hear about this in other organizations. Okay, you don't hear about a quarterback change. Let me think of a team in Pittsburgh, or now we hear stuff by Green Bay with Aaron Rodgers, but we already know Aaron Rodgers is going to stay.
Yeah.
But we don't hear about this in other, even Dak Prescott. You don't hear about that. So it's coming from somewhere. For this to be, this is second year in a row.
And Marion, that's what I was just getting ready to say. Remember last year, it was happening, and the 49ers were checking into it last year, but they were just inquiring. They didn't have a lot of energy in it, but they were inquiring. There's a weird thing about Jimmy Garoppolo. A lot of people, even in the media, just hate him. No matter what he does, they just can't stand him. So he's going to get this. Next year, if we win a Super Bowl, don't look for that to stop. He's just hated. I'm not sure what that's about.
Here's the thing. I watched some highlights on Jimmy last night, and I kept noticing when he dropped back, he throws the ball, he was always getting hit. He was always taking a hit somewhere. The offensive line was decent in 2019. It was good enough to get us to Miami, but you saw in 2020 how it fully collapsed. Okay?
Yeah.
Another thing, if we trade Jim Garoppolo, if we cut Jim Garoppolo, and I really hate to say this, Ronbo, but it has to be said. You know the old term, you reap what you sow?
Yeah.
If we cut Jimmy or trade Jimmy
You'll
to go get somebody else, it's going to be a dark cloud over the San Francisco organization for a very long time. It happened in Dallas. They have recovered since Jimmy Johnson. It's happened in Chicago when they fired Lovie Smith. I mean, sometimes the grass is not greener on the other side of the fence. And like me and you have always said, Jimmy wins. I could see if Jimmy is 1-32.
Thank you. That's me.
But Jimmy wins. Now, granted, no, he's not gonna wire you down the field with deep throws and stuff, and he's not gonna run for 100 yards like Lamar Jackson. But he drops back. He's efficient in the pocket. He has great footwork, and he knows how to win. He can make the big throw if Kyle Shanahan allows him to make it. But
nobody believes Kyle's calling the plays. They think everything that goes on out there is Jimmy's fault. And that's why I always laugh because that's one of the reasons why Kyle likes him, because he does what he's told. Marion, you and I, that Kyle, like I said yesterday, people don't understand about Shanahan's ego. He knows his system works. You need to learn this and do like I tell you. And I'm going to get you this, I'm going to get you that. At some point, Kyle's going to take upon himself to think, if Jimmy has no time to operate back there, then it's my fault, not his. If my wide receivers are less than up to par, then that's my fault, not his. He may look at Jimmy and say, that throw was bad and this throw was bad, but he'll look at the overall amount of throws and he'll make a decision from that. He's been saying for years. Remember last year when he came out and said, I've been looking for wide receivers to step up, but so far I've not seen anything. See, that right there told me, okay, see, that's one of the problems. We need primetime receivers. Jimmy doesn't have a number one receiver, so he's got to try to make them better with little to no time to throw and a great run game. Okay, but people don't want no patience. So, Mary, we did it again. We had too much fun. We're out of time. Mary, hey, I'll be back Tuesday, though. All right? But good points.
Okay. What about Thursday? Okay, you back Tuesday. You gonna be back Thursday or Friday?
I'm gonna try to be back as many days as I can next week. I know Tuesday's a start, though.
Okay. Well, round about Thursday. Well, I'll be in town Thursday through Sunday, so
all right.
During that time, I'll be reporting live.
Oh yeah. All right.
Super Bowl 55.
That's right, Marion. I got your Twitter. I'm gonna get in contact with you as soon as I get through, so I don't forget again. All right, man.
Yeah. Don't
Thanks,
forget.
Phil.
All right, bro.
Talk to you later.
All right.
And Marion don't know it, but Deshaun Watson may be in his neighborhood soon. Paul III. How do you know the current DPOY defensive player? Oh, the cornerback. Oh, you don't give up Jimmy for a cornerback. Boy, what people hate. Ooh, Jimmy, man, you just don't know, man. Don't go outside by yourself. Boy, somebody just beat your ass. Hey, New York Niners 7-18. I'm starting to think you're a Jimmy G fan and not a Niner fan, bro. Stafford is 3 times better. Bullshit. He ain't no 3 times better. Dude, you're tripping now, not me. Thanks for the contribution, though. He says, wait. Stafford is 3 times better than Jimmy. Hey, anybody else agree with that? 3 times better? Because if he did, he'd be the Super Bowl king by now. Cal can't even use the whole playbook with Jimmy. Oh, some of y'all don't know what a playbook. Listen, let me just say one thing before we go to the next phone call. Kyle designed and wrote his own playbook. They went out and got yak ball players for a reason. They got rid of Dante Pettis for a reason. He doesn't fit the mold. They got Jawan Jennings for a reason. They put the ball in a playmaker's hands. It's called low to high percentage completion possibilities. You don't go deep downfield all game just to put on a show. That doesn't win you ball games. Tom Brady will tell you the same thing from what he did the other day. 3 INTs were all deep attempts. You go and build a maze of things that people can't figure out. It's not about he's closing his playbook. Every last one of them know the playbook. Give me a break with that. Hey, Lee. Thanks for the contribution. No, I ain't mad at you, but you don't know what you're talking about. I do. Lee, come on in, man. Lee, who's that? Lee, who's in New Zealand has got, as far as artists go, because when I think of Australia, I come from down under. Lee, are you there?
The last time you're going to see a bad guy like this again, let me tell you.
Lee, that's pretty good.
It's a bad guy for the
What's up, Ronbo?
Lee, I thought you was doing. I thought you were doing Al Pacino. I said, "Wow, look at Lee." Oh, was that reasonable?
No, I was taking it back.
That's WWE.
When I used to call it and beat Tony Montana. When I used to call him back in the day.
Tony Montana. Oh God, man.
So, Ronbo.
I'm just sitting there doing, I'm doing my Jimmy G protection thing, boy. I'm all up on it. I'm getting shot at right, left. People are writing in caps all up and down through the chat. Yay, Lee, don't let me be writing. No, I'm telling you, if you guys are running them caps, keep them caps right there. Because, it's like I said, if I'm right on this, there'll be no peace. Lee. And the money is... Stafford's on his way. He's over there having conversations in L.A., and everybody's laughing about the monies involved. And then I just hear from Marion that Stafford, Goff, with that screw in his thumb and all, is, they're saying, hey, listen, Jared, we really think a lot of you. Well, we're going to need a little extra money here if we're going to continue to compete. Can we sit down with you and maybe talk about some adjustments in your contract? And Jared, Coach, I can't imagine that. I'd love to see that conversation actually, because how guys start off calmly talking and then it gets heated. But let me stop.
That's the thing, Ronbo. The rumors are just going crazy, and our fans are just thirsty for a new quarterback. And I remember telling you, a while back, if it makes sense, if the money makes sense and the value's there, it's an upgrade of the quarterback. It is worth exploring and making a trade, Ronbo. And I've gone over a lot of film, and Stafford is an upgrade over Jimmy G. He's got a better arm, he's got better movement in the pocket, Ronbo, which is a thing that people are starting to question now with the ACL and stuff. But the thing is, there's all these rumors that we're going to make this trade, but I wouldn't be surprised. It could go either way, because it's going to come down to, what they'll take, and who will offer them. Because now I heard Deshaun Watson, they're saying, oh, he's not for trade. And there's all these teams wanting quarterbacks. There's Carolina, the Colts, the Jets have been throwing around interest. There's Washington. They don't have, all they got is an Alex Smith, and I don't know if he's even going to play next year. They got rid of their other quarterback, Haskins, who's going to Pittsburgh. So, yeah, the Colts, obviously as well. So, and then I heard the Rams, are keen on Stafford too, Ronbo, but they got to get rid of Goff, right? It's going to be interesting.
It's Gurley with his knee, and now Goff has a screw in his thumb, and I understand that screw stays in for life.
Well, they paid him all that money, and then they had to get rid of him, and now they paid Goff a lot of money, and now they're thinking of moving on for him. So they make a lot of bad decisions, eh? But they go out and the one thing about the Rams, they're a bit like Cowboys on they'll pull the trigger. They did that with Ramsey, Donald. Well, they had Donald, but they re-signed him, and they went after guys like Ramsey and that, and they're not afraid to give up picks. But they don't have a first-round pick, so I'd be surprised if they pull off the Stafford trade, Ronbo, because they don't have a first this year or next year because of. Is that right? I'm pretty sure.
They don't have a first-round pick. I don't think the Rams have a first-round pick. No, I don't think this could go on for a decade.
And the Seahawks, they don't. Yeah, the Seahawks gave up theirs for Jamal Adams. So they might have one next year. I can't remember, but yeah, they definitely didn't have a first this year, the Rams. So we have a bit more trade value, or we got a bit more value to trade. We've got a lot of picks. We got those thirds. So it's going to be interesting. I just don't know if they'll pull the trigger, because I don't know if they'll match these other teams that'll want Stafford. And I think if you can get him on a good deal, I'm happy if we could get him for a third this year and a first next year, but I don't really want to trade that first rounder this year and extra picks, you know what I mean? Because we get someone real valuable there at the 12th pick. And I think we've got more than, we need more than a quarterback. We need to fix the O-line. We got no cornerback signed on our team at all.
That's what I'm thinking. The 49ers' priorities, if they're going to put them in order, it might not be the quarterback first. The fans' priority is quarterback first. But I wonder about Lynch and Shanahan. Where's their priorities, really?
Well, that's the thing. And these other bonuses, too, with the Stafford trade on Ray, the bonus is the money, because we save a bit of money if we make this trade because Jimmy's on more money than Stafford. That we'll have to pay him, and that's money we can use in free agency, re-sign guys like Trent Williams. So, yeah, that's going to be interesting because they might look at it from that point. That's what they did with Buckner, right, Ronbo? They didn't want to lose Buckner, but the money. Yeah.
They wouldn't go past a certain point. Buck wanted 20. Colts gave him 22, 21, 22.
Yeah, I think it's 21 or 22. Yeah.
Yeah, and the 49ers tried to give him 18. Buck said, well, and then he got a better deal. So that's what happened there. So somebody tried to equate that deal with Jimmy. I said, that's not the same deal. The 49ers tried to hold on to Buckner, but he priced himself right out of their range. So I think the same thing's going to happen with Jimmy. If they say, Jimmy, listen, we need to restructure your contract, and if Jimmy says no, yeah, he could be gone in a heartbeat because they, like you're saying.
Yeah, well, true, yeah. Because, they're real smart, and they got Parag there too. And one thing we do, we try to make smart business decisions, not just talent and bringing guys in. We're always looking, towards the future because we don't. Absolutely. People think, get this player now, but then you've got to look 2-3 years ahead Are you going to be able to hold on to these players, or are you going to have to sell them off and draft replacements?
That's why I look for the 49ers to draft down in the first round. These guys the 49ers are getting very good at finding talent not in the first round. I think the 49ers are going to really see how many picks they can get.
That's always been a strength of ours. I think that's a scouting department because, see, those guys don't get a huge say when it comes to, like, you know, your head coach and your GM get a lot of say on those early picks. But your scouting department, they're the ones that watch all the tape and they go through so many guys. And they got, you know, regionals and then guys that go all over, college and pro scouts. Yeah. So they get a lot of say in those mid-round picks, and they've done well with Warner, Kittles. But, you know, Ronbo, this draft's deep in the mid-rounds. Day 2 and day 3, this draft is really deep. And the thing is, like, I've been watching. Did you watch any of the Senior Bowl yet?
Not yet. I'm going to get around to that, though, when I get my day is so loaded with, like, a million things. I'm going to get around to it, though, because I want to see what everybody's talking about or looking at so I can make some draft choices of my own. Lee, you know, we got to continue. Can we continue it Tuesday? It's just, God, the time goes by quick today.
Senior Bowl and some players for the draft. Thank you. Shout out to the 90 Empire. And listen up, because you don't know what might come through in the next minute. Could be Matthew Stafford. It could be Jimmy
Look
G.
for new stuff tomorrow.
Cheers.
Cheers. Bye, Lee. You know what? People should learn to take on my attitude. Don't get so serious from the day-to-day articles. It's going to be a roller coaster where it's going to shoot you down at 1,000,000 miles an hour, all kind of thrills. And all of a sudden, as you're tugging up, anticipation. You want to get off, right? So, you know, that's what I'm talking about. It's crazy. And speaking of which, my brother from another mother in Hawaii, Tony.
Happy Aloha Friday, Ronbo. How are you today?
I'm fantastic. I just said, I'm going to roll with this. Because when you see deals where they're going to have 100 other people coming at us before we get to free agency, and so there's no point in getting all worked up. No need to get sad like I would be if they get rid of my boy, or don't get worried if everybody's gonna, don't get excited if Jimmy looks like he's gonna stay. So I'm gonna hang loose. Tony, give me some good stuff here. What's going on with you, and what's going on with Jared Goff? I'm amused by that in particular, though.
You know, it's interesting. I did kind of want to talk about the Rams a little bit today, mainly because I'm hearing that the Rams are players for Stafford. And I know a lot of people on Twitter are also pointing this out. I just find that very, very hard to believe because as it stands right now, they're $31 million over the cap. So before the league new year on whatever it is, like in March, they're going to have to figure out a way to shed that $31 million.
That's a lot of bodies.
There are ways to do it for them, but it would require them trading Jared Goff and like Robert Woods or somebody of that caliber, which would not be good for their team. So hypothetically, if they're going to bring in Stafford, who himself would be like a $20 million a year charge, let's say the Rams successfully pulled off a trade for Stafford, like they'd probably want to dump players for that trade, along with some of their draft picks. Now, they don't have a first this year. They have like a second, third, fourth, fifth, something like that, but that doesn't solve their cap issues. So I just find it very far-fetched that the Rams would be serious contenders for Stafford. I guess they could. They'd flip Goff a pick, and then they'd have to get rid of another player like Robert Woods or Cooper Kupp in a trade, not in a cut, but in a trade, in order to clear the space just to stay where they are against the cap now. And then they'd still have to cut $31 million against the cap before the league new year in March. So,
God, that's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
One thing I want to ask about, would restructuring, you may know about this, would restructuring Goff's contract make the numbers a little easier to manipulate, or is that just something that really can't be, contract-wise, can't really be changed?
Well, I mean, if the agents are willing to tear up the deal and come to some sort of new agreement, or extend, give them more bonus money on the front end and then lower the cap number the entire way around, sure. I mean, anything is possible. But from that LA Reporter last week, McVay and Goff need marriage counseling. So I don't know why either one of them. I mean, unless they fire McVay, Yeah, I don't think that. I mean, if you're going to pick between Goff and McVay, I would pick McVay. But I just don't know. It feels very much like it's a ruse from the Lions that they're putting out there. Oh yeah, we're also talking to the 49ers, arch nemesis in the NFC West about Stafford. Well, and Stafford would fit their offense, but it seems very far-fetched that the Rams would be serious takers for Stafford, given their current salary cap issues. So I don't know. I've been looking at their over the cap, and I can see ways that they might want to do that, but it would require them to really weaken their team, and I don't think they want to do that this year. No. So I don't know, man. Yeah.
If you were Goff's agent, and you're going to say no to most things, right? In order to stay. What do you draw the line and say, Jared, listen, we need to take this deal or whatever deal the Rams are proposing?
I mean, so long as Jared's willing to, show up for all of his mini camps and training camps. I mean, he's sitting pretty, making $25 million this season. So all he has to do is show up for work, and he gets richer. So for him, if I'm Jared Goff, I'm trying to go to the Patriots, or I'm trying to go to the Colts, or I'm trying to go to a team like that where I can be surrounded by good coaching and win, similarly to how they've been doing, 2 out of the last 3 seasons. But, if I'm Jared, I'm trying to get sprung, if I want to get sprung, which I'm not even sure, I mean, looking at Los Angeles, which is a great place to live when there's no COVID, at least, I want to go to a team where I could compete. And the thing of it is that, he's not so bad in a trade, but I guess maybe Goff traded to the Colts actually might be an interesting idea now that I think about it. But at the same time, Goff just has to show up for work, and he gets to make millions and millions of dollars. So, he doesn't, I mean, I don't know if he has a no trade clause or anything in there either. But his number is what's cost prohibitive for him, and really there is a disincentive for the Rams to cut him outright. So it would have to be a trade. And even then they're like $22 million of dead money and 12. Yeah. But they would say if the Rams were to trade Goff this year, they would get 12 million back against the cap. They wouldn't have to pay that. So that would lower their cap number. But what are they going to trade him for? So I don't know, man. I do not see. I just don't think the Rams are seriously considering Stafford, because Stafford is also expensive. Is at the end of the day.
And the thing is, Tony, there's no such thing as a cheap franchise QB. And you're gonna have to pay 20 plus now. That's just the way the industry standard is right now. So people crying about every quarterback salary. If you're gonna win, you're gonna have to pay that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I would say this. If you're the Rams and you really don't like Goff, you unload him to the Colts and you sign Andy Dalton. I think that's their best move right there. Because
I wonder, Andy might not be available, but thanks, Tony. We're going to go. Hey, Tony, always pleasure to see you. Tuesday, I'll be back looking for you, okay?
All right. Take care of yourself. I'm going to talk to you soon. Aloha.
You too, Tony. Aloha. And Rams fans terrified that we might get Watson. Okay. Big boys clap on big ring. Rams fans are terrified that we might get Watson, but they should be afraid of Jimmy. He's 4-0 versus the Rams. That's what I'm saying. The Rams fans, it doesn't get any worse. In fact, they should probably want Jimmy out of there. Maybe they got a better shot with whoever's next. So glad we're not stuck with a QB like Goff. That's the gospel truth. The Shire, thanks, fam, for that cut. I love that page. Give me thanks, fam. So yeah, it's gonna. Jamie.
What's going on, Ronbo?
Jimmy, man, as I said, I'm amused. I think Rudy has changed his name. Could Rams Reloaded and Ready to Roll be Rudy? It sounds like something you do. Anyway, the Rams are now, in spite of what Rudy has been telling us down through the years, they've had enough of Jared Goff and all that he doesn't bring to the table. In fact, they've been eating bread and water for the last 2 seasons trying to deal with the 49ers. Hey, Jamie, we weren't even 100% strength this year. And Jimmy went out there with bad leg and all and beat that Rams butt again. And I said, this is interesting. Some quarterbacks just own certain teams, and Jimmy owns L.A. Jimmy says, ever since I went up there and dated that lovely star. Let me not even go into that. But Jimmy, are the Rams serious? Are they trying to hike interest? Or could, like Tony say, could this all be orchestrated from Detroit, who's not, from what I understand, they're not getting a lot of phone calls over Stafford. Could they be generating all this madness?
Well, do they see if they traded Goff, they could re-sign. They can pick up Stafford and then extend his deal and bring their money down that way. But I don't know what they would take. I don't know if they could cut Goff or what the deal is there. And my question is, so Stafford is going to be a $10 million hit on Detroit in the middle of February, right? So I don't understand how they're going to avoid getting that hit when the new season doesn't start until in March. So even if the trade, they're going to have to process the trade before that, and then it just doesn't take effect until March. I don't understand what's going on there.
Because that's what's his name over in Kansas City. His deal doesn't go into effect until a year later. In order to allow, if players agree to that kind of thing, you have that kind of a deal where your contract kicks in later. So I don't know how that works.
Because they're going to take a $10 million hit if they don't get him traded by the middle of the next month, I think. So that's why they're trying to push it out quick.
Jamie, that lends more support to this may not be a rumor. I mean, they may have, I don't know how serious they are, but they may very well have had a conversation. Because I'm looking at maybe, this is a lie. They didn't have any conversations. And,
I'm
but
sure
maybe
they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did. Absolutely did. They're not happy with Goof. Nobody would be happy with that guy.
And now with the bad finger?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, broken finger Goof.
I don't know.
Hey, I was looking at the workouts for the Senior Bowl.
Yes? Yeah,
There's a lineman, an offensive lineman. I think I sent you a message on Twitter about it. His name is Adrian L.A.
Jamie,
he's
Jamie,
number 50.
What is your name on Twitter? You go by Jamie on Twitter?
JLC Niner.
Oh, okay, good. Okay, I'll look for that. I've seen you. I've hit like on yours several times. You don't have an avatar. Yeah. Okay.
I put a picture on there now.
Okay.
Anyway, his name's Adrian L.A. or something like that.
Okay.
He's a monstrous dude, like 6'4", 320. And I seen him go up against 3 different people in the workouts, and none of them budged him a foot. Not even at all. Everybody else is getting pushed back and getting locked up and going down, This guy didn't move.
Oh, God.
Didn't move on 3 different dudes.
Can he stay in front of
Oklahoma?
I want to know, can he stay in front of people, though? Because a lot of these guys are strong like that, but they can get beat.
The thing is, he was inside. I looked at some film. He was on the inside in Oklahoma.
Yeah. So if he's a horse,
he wasn't even an end. Yeah, right. He's a monster.
All right.
But he was playing end in the workout, so he can play either one. I don't know how fast his feet are, but we need help on the inside right now. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
And
that's true.
And nobody's even talking about him down there. I don't know how many people know about him. He might go lower rounds.
See, Jamie, if you notice him though, that worries me because the wrong other people may have noticed him, and but I'm sure Kyle's people probably know about him though, because like you're saying,
there was 3 other offensive linemen that they were talking about him in an article. I think it was, I forgot where I found the article. I got 3 other names and I looked at them and they look decent, but that dude looks stout. And then there's a edge rusher, Quincy Roche.
Mm-hmm.
He's pretty good too, and he'll probably be in the lower round somewhere too. So I mean, 2nd and 3rd round, we could pick up good players for the offensive line and defensive line. I mean, we don't even have to go for those 1st round edge rushers or nothing.
Mm-hmm. See, that's what I've always said. Last couple of years, 2-3 years, Access, and instead of a kid growing up to play the sexy positions, if you're a big kid, eat, lift, and by the time you get to college, you could be up for a huge payday as an offensive lineman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know about anything else. I just wanted to see if you see. I sent you a couple names on there to look at on Twitter.
All right. Do you send an inbox or is it? No, it has to be inbox. Okay, JLC.
I think it was direct message.
All right. I'll check that out. You leave me a link because I love it, but I can quickly go look.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I don't know. There's no way we're going to get Watson, because if we get Watson, check it out. So
Texas not going to trade him.
That's the thing. That's the thing I'm thinking, because if they're not going to trade him, and we don't get what's his name, we're going to have Jimmy no matter what. If we don't get Stafford, because Stafford's going to have to go.
Yeah.
And somebody's going to grab him before that $10 million kicks in. So and then if we're waiting for Watson, we're going to be stuck with our,
until next year.
So, yeah, then we'll be riding with Jimmy. So it'd be all good for you.
And Jimmy stays healthy, I guarantee you, all this conversation stops. Jamie, let me see you Tuesday, though. All right?
All right.
All right, fam.
Talk to you then, Ronbo.
Good stuff, Jamie. Right. I'll look up those guys. Look up those guys, too. I want to see what they look like. And that's got to be Rudy Jr. or Rudy, or somebody said that's Rudy's mom. Rams reloaded and ready to go. Roll. Says, hey, Ronbo, it wouldn't be fair if we owned you guys too, because we own everyone else in the NFC West. Now, Salah is gone. We'll sweep you next year. Hey. Salah may have left, but those guys are still there. And most likely, everything they learned from Salah will be D'Amico, keeping that intact, along with some D'Amico-isms. So don't bet on it. Big boys climb on big rings. Says, Ronbo, please tell Goof to get rid of that 16. He's a fake number 16. Triple sweep next year with Jimmy at the helm. We win the Super Bowl in their house. Hey, oh, that's right. They got the brand new stadium, SB in LA. 661. Hello. 661.
Hello?
Yes, and what is your name?
My name is Pablo.
Pablo, 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 is 661, is that an LA area code?
It's in Bakersfield.
No, hey, Bakersfield, where I was born. Yeah, 661, I didn't know SoCal. Pablo, tonight, man, looking at that team right down the road from you, the Rams have all of a sudden decided to get involved. Because I thought the 49ers were pretty much, I was getting ready to get ready to accept Stafford, and all of a sudden there's a photo of Stafford with the writing says Stafford seems to like the possibilities of signing with the Rams. I said, what? So Pablo, is this a joke? Is that a lie? Or do you see that being possible? What are you thinking?
Yeah, I think they're just trying to drive the price up with some fake news from the garbage Rams, But
hey, Pablo, you think it's coming from the Rams, or do you think it's coming from Detroit?
I think it's from both, because they're trying to they'll drive the price up for Stafford, but I wouldn't give up no more than 2-2 for Stafford. He's not worth a number one.
I know, right?
He's not.
33. Stafford, you don't need to give up all too much.
Yeah, if they want more than that, I would just let the Colts have him or somebody else, because we need the draft picks. We need to fix the offensive line. We need to pay Trent Williams, Barrett. We need that defense.
Oh, I keep
and fix the. We need Alex Mack from the Falcons.
Yes, we do.
Really bad.
Yes.
Really, really bad. We need him.
I can't believe the Falcons don't want him back. Whew.
Yeah, we'll take him in a heartbeat, because we really desperately need him.
Yeah, it's going to be. Pablo, then priority one with you is not necessarily the QB. Am I right?
No, it's not. I want the offensive line fixed, so that way we could run the ball as we did in 2019, and we could play off the play action. And with Jimmy healthy, we could go to the Super Bowl again, as long as Kyle keeps running the ball. If we would have ran the ball in the Super Bowl till the end, like we did with the Vikings and Packers, no doubt we win that Super Bowl. No doubt.
Or even keep it a short game with Debo, which was working very well. I'll never get over that.
Yes.
So, yeah, I don't know why Kyle switched like that. You know what, Pablo? Also, we need to make sure if next year, if we're in the Super Bowl, no Bill Vinovich and his strange crew. Pablo, we had one of the best rushing defense, if not the best rushing defense in the NFL. I mean, these guys would take out down any quarterback, right? All of a sudden, the Chiefs, who have an average to pretty good offensive line, they can contain that line all day long with no holding. Oh, that was not true. So many times.
Yeah, you could tell that they won that game because of the refs' help, because they were holding Bosa. And one thing about Robert Saleh, he came on at the end. I think he outcoached Kyle Shanahan from the defense to the offense, because this year, especially at the end, he was bringing those corner blitzes. Those were deadly. If we would have brought that corner blitz in the Super Bowl against Mahomes, we would have had it. Especially on that Tyreek Hill play.
Yes.
Send that blitz, we get him. They don't make that play.
See, and that's the thing, Pablo. That's one of the good thing about having a defense. We learned some things last year, because the 49ers relied on that front four. That was the deadliest front four in football. But that way you could send people back and put them back in coverage. You don't need to put anybody up there. Just let that front four do their thing, right? No. With a guy like Mahomes, you make it speed it up even more. And that was something they learned last year. But if they can do that and if we can get Nick back and everybody else, now you know the formula.
Yeah.
Switch it
One
up.
thing I picked up about Jimmy is that this is what he's been doing well. He is kind of injury prone, but the first season he won those 5 games. I was so excited. I was like, oh man, I got his jersey and everything. Then the next year he got hurt. Then he went to a Super Bowl. This year he got hurt. So next year he should go healthy. All the way, we win the Super Bowl, no doubt. 100%.
Well, yeah, if he's going to go that way, he's healthy one year, out the next year.
yeah, that's what I picked up too.
And something else people don't understand. Matty Ice hit his second year with Kyle. Straight money. I got a feeling Jimmy G in the second year, full year with Kyle, I think we've seen nothing yet. That's why I'm dying to see that.
One thing I'll never forget about Jimmy is that Bill Belichick was banking on him to take over Tom Brady. You have to say something. That has to say something about him, because Bill Belichick doesn't do that with anybody. He trades major players away like nothing, and he wanted to keep Jimmy over Brady. So that's saying a lot to me.
Hey,
still,
Jimmy, I don't care what anybody says, and I saw it when I first saw him play. He's got talent. Okay, people keep thinking. So that's all you're going to get with Jimmy G. What you see is what it is right now. Oh, give me a break, blind man. Jimmy G's got more talent than that. Let's see what happens if he gets just another split second to throw without being overran. I want to see that, and I think Kyle's knows to address that, because play action is why Matty Ice was able to do, and they finally had a decent enough offensive line to let Matty Ice orchestrate back there in the pocket. You do have to give that quarterback at least that long to work, and now I want to see. I think they're going to address that. So,
yeah.
All right. Hey, Pablo. Hey,
well,
good to meet you, Pablo.
Nice to meet you, Ronbo. First time caller. I love the show. I've been watching you for a while now, and
Thanks for appreciate
I'll
that.
keep watching, and I'll keep calling and see
right.
see what happens next year.
All right. Hope I hear from you Tuesday. Be back then. All right. Night.
Okay, Ronbo. All right. Later.
Bye. Steven.
Ronbo.
Steven, man.
How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing all right. And tomorrow I'll probably hear something I won't be happy about, and I won't be in such a good mood, right? But I'm laughing. I'm LMAO as I pick up my phone. It seems I thought they were talking to the 49ers. What is Matt talking about? With the palm trees, the bikinis, and beaches, it's got him going crazy. He want to go to L.A.? They got a quarterback in L.A. What? I couldn't stop laughing.
They got a quarterback. You're right. They got a quarterback in L.A., and it's not Jared Goff. It's his backup that did good in the playoffs. That dude, I'm telling you, that guy's the truth. Jared Goff has got to go.
I tell you, that kid was
hell yeah.
fun.
I wish he would have stayed healthy.
I mean,
I was happy to see him. I was like, wow.
He was fun.
Yeah.
I didn't know it
he
could
was
play
fun to watch
that well. Yeah. So,
And, it probably would have added some more excitement to the LA Rams because we all know when they get into the playoffs, it's the most boring game to watch. Anytime the LA Rams are in the playoffs, they're never, this great spectacle of a team. They're just kind of very 1-2, 1-2, 1-2.
And Steven, they were not supposed to go to the Super Bowl that year. That's something I like to remind Rudy and company. The fact that the Saints were cheated in that playoff game is the only reason why they were there, and they're scoring 3 points. So,
Exactly. And they still lost, so they can go there. But you know what? So I'm going to go ahead and say this. I really do feel like Detroit is just kind of like, oh, yeah, we're talking to this and this, because nobody wants to make a deal with the Lions. Nobody wants to make a deal with Detroit because no matter how many times they get star-studded players, just like that caller said last week, I can't remember who it was, but you got to start thinking, why are so many players, so many superstar athletes wanting to trade so fast or retire so quickly? If Megatron would have stayed in the NFL, he would have been easy all-pro the whole time. That dude is a monster.
And how bad could it be? With his skill, he just said, man, I quit. And he's serious. He did not come back. The same with the running back, one of the greatest running backs of all time. Oh, God, why do I lose his name right now? But he quit, and I didn't know why he quit until later. Oh, shit.
So it's like there's something going on with that organization that the players are not happy about, whether it be like, getting cheated out of money or not getting, the benefits they're looking for. It doesn't matter. It says something right then and there that no one's really talking about Stafford other than, these mystery people. Like, who the hell are you? Who the hell's bringing this up? Who the hell? Like, who is talking about Stafford?
Jerry Fowler's kind of well-known for years. I don't know, did he speak in the truth or did the Lions pay him or what? But I mean, I'm looking at Fowler. Had it been like, there's a couple of guys that they never know what they're talking about. But Fowler, your reputation, man. What are you saying?
You're throwing it on the line. Yeah, you're throwing it on the line, saying, "Oh yeah, Stafford's talking to the Rams." Nah, dude, listen. I did see something about Jimmy G in talks about reworking his contract. I did see that.
You did. I've not ran across that yet. Okay.
Yeah, I did see something about it, but I haven't seen it pop up again, so I don't know if that's true or false. But I do know that, we haven't signed Kyle Juszczyk back. And that's kind of worrisome for me.
Yeah, for me too. Steven, though, you know what, though? If you are you on Twitter? Give me a link, because if you saw a conversation, you just don't say it. Matt Malco hasn't said anything, but if they're talking to Jimmy about restructuring contracts, it's all over for those who want to get rid of Jimmy.
Oh, yeah, it's all over. You know what? I'll go ahead and reactivate my Twitter, and I'll go ahead and send it to you, because I'm tired of this Jimmy G this, Jimmy G that. Listen, man, it ain't his goddamn fault. It comes down to the wide receivers, the lack of wide receivers that we had in that Super Bowl, because the only person we had that was stable was Emmanuel Sanders. That's the only guy we had. Dead ass. We had Deebo Samuel, but he wasn't.
But they should have kept using Deebo, though, in the way they were using him. You don't have to do anything more than that. Oh, yeah. Just swing pass, sweep. Just do that, Kyle. They can't stop it. He's gaining on every chance. But Kyle went away from it because he's got to mix it up. His ego got in the way of good sense. Denise, I'm just saying. I'm not saying anything more than that. I just mean he should have stuck with Deebo, because Denise likes Kyle a lot. I do too. But I mean,
Yeah, we all do. He's he got, obviously he's doing something well because he got the Falcons to the Super Bowl, right?
He got us to the Super Bowl.
But I feel like he gets flustered too quick. Whenever he gets he gets put on his back foot, he's like, okay, I got to come up with these crazy plays. He was well known for doing all these like really cool star-studded plays, but now he seems more conservative. If you ever notice, like if you look at his highlight reels from back then to now, where he put in like high-risk plays for high reward, that's what made him him.
But you know what, Steven? This team is not of that maturity. Remember, that team in Atlanta was nothing but star-studded. You got Matty Ice, a polished vet. You got Julio Jones, premier wide receiver in the NFL. You got his backup, Sanu, Taylor Gabriel. All the elements were there. Hooper as his tight end. That was an all-star team. So, we're getting there. But I think,
we're getting there.
Steven, we got to stop
But-
there, fam.
my bad.
No, it's okay because the clock runs out quick when you're talking and having fun. Let me see you Tuesday, though. Okay.
I'll be here Tuesday.
Looking forward.
Rambo.
All right, Steven. Night.
All right. Good night.
D, this is the perfect time to talk to D, boy. Always a good time to talk to D. But I'd love to hear what Dion's got to say about this situation. Is that Detroit pumping up this situation? Is that real in L.A.? Is Stafford wanting to ride up and down with a convertible, throw it back, rolling down Ventura Boulevard? Just got off the highway. Look at that girl over there. I think I'm in here to play, 'cause I love L.A. Dave, speak to it.
Man.
What's going on?
He's making me laugh, brother. He said, 'cause I love L.A.
That so
And
kills me.
man. That's all smoke and mirrors, man. Nobody in there trying to listen to this BS that they talking about, man. They don't care nothing about none of that. It's all the same crap, man.
Every day. I'm looking forward to what's them coming in tomorrow. This is going to get crazy.
Oh, yeah, man. But to me, it's them hyping up Stafford as much as they possibly can. Like, you get smart. You don't allow a player to just walk away and make it easy on them. You give them, you make it hard, and you make teams want that player. That's the whole point of it, man. You make teams want that player. You make teams go after that player. You make teams give everything they think they got to go get him.
D, on that subject, I'm just going to ask you this, though. Why in hell did Detroit make it known that Stafford and we have mutually agreed to part ways? Now I offer you a box of Kleenex tissue because you ain't got no choice. Because otherwise you don't get nothing. Because what are you going to do? You already said you guys going to part ways, so Stafford could just walk on you. What are you, stupid? I mean, what did you do that for?
Well, no, Stafford can't walk because he under contract.
But I mean, the thing is,
y'all mutually agreed to.
But I would at least act like I'm doing everything I can to keep Stafford. I really don't want this deal to go, but we are entertaining offers. At least be that smart. Detroit is a dumb organization. They're right. Everything they say about Detroit is true. That is one stupid franchise.
Yeah, that much we all know is true. I mean, the franchise is just abysmal when it comes to things, and we all know that. But I can tell you, the smart thing for them was to do whatever they could to be able to, allow things to go the way that they wanted them to go. It's basically just controlling the narrative. It's like, all right, he wants out so bad. He wants this, he wants that. So you know what you do? You tell everybody, all right, cool. Let's hype it up as if he's just the guy that's going to be able to do every single thing, and let's put him on a pedestal. And, then, of course, you get the people that jump on the Matthew Stafford train and, oh, well, he's this, he's that. Look, man, let me tell you something. Matthew Stafford is who he is. There ain't about to be much left of him, okay? It's just that simple. At the end of the day, I don't see him being a viable, long-term solution. We still going to have to get a quarterback. So if we trade we trade Jimmy G in a first-round pick, because that's about all I'd give up for Matthew Stafford. And I might not even give you a first. I might just give you a second. Just because I feel like what you're trying to get out of me ain't gonna make no sense. So to me,
and now I got to keep CJ until Stafford's ready to run the offense for the first 6 or 7 weeks. So
exactly. Yeah. So I mean, for me, I'm like, I look at it like this. I'll say this: I'll take Stafford because he is a viable, he can play. He's a viable upgrade over Jimmy, But the thing is, just as Deshaun Watson ain't won no games, neither has Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford and Deshaun Watson in the same boat. Deshaun had some nice seasons, and we like Deshaun. Everybody does, but you can't forget the fact that both of them had losing seasons, and both of them did suck for a while as a team. Look at what happened with the Texans last year. You could throw for 4,000 yards all you want. At the end of the day, that 4,000 yards net you anything.
Yeah, don't get snatched by Kansas City in the playoff game. Everybody put the blame on everybody but the offense. I said, y'all, I can't say nothing nice about Jimmy, but you can tell me that Watson had a 25-point lead and the Kansas City Chiefs came back and got that ass? Come on, man, y'all. That ain't right. So, that's why I stick up for Jimmy, because I say sometimes, man, some of y'all be tripping, man.
Yeah, I mean, I look at it like this. It's at the end of the day, they doing what they're going to do, and they're going to keep Jimmy or they're not going to keep Jimmy. It's never going to change, man. Like, you can have the Jimmy G haters out there. People going to be upset. They're going to do what they want to do. I get it. But to me, period, point blank, it's very simple. If you go after somebody, you go after the dude that's going to be a viable guy. You're going to go after Deshaun Watson. You are not going after Jimmy. You are not going out after Matthew Stafford, because Matthew Stafford is not the guy. He's not going to lead your franchise into the future, and he's not going to allow you to be that great for a very long time. If I'm going to give up a bunch of shit, I might as well give it up for a quarterback who's going to take me, 7, 8, 9 years down the road. I'm not going to give up a bunch of stuff for a quarterback that's going to take me maybe 2 years down the road, if that. So I don't want to waste my time with him if he ain't going to take me all the way. And does Matthew Stafford present a very high, a very high ceiling? Yes. He's got talent. But you had Marvin Jones. You had Calvin Johnson. And you still didn't do nothing. You had LeGarrette Blount. You had Reggie Bush for a little bit.
And I like Galladay.
You had all these people. Yeah, and Kenny Galladay. Like, you had all these people. And that franchise still failed you. Like, that's not your fault. Don't get me wrong. But it ain't our fault either. And we ain't got time to be dealing with that crap.
Because, the thing is, I just say, what would make sense for the 49ers, and I really hope they do it, go draft a quarterback. One of those kids is probably good. And somebody, don't let Kyle have all the input on this quarterback that you draft either. Somebody else talk about it for a minute and then get the kid in here. Let him train with Jimmy for a year or so or two. And then in the second year, compete against Jimmy for his job. If Jimmy's not ready to hold him down, then he gets the job. Goodbye, Jimmy. Just let everybody know I'm not that in love with Jimmy. It's like, you get a kid in here that can outwork Jimmy, then you're damn right he gets the job.
Yeah. I mean, like, and that's just in anything, man. Like, you got to be smart about it. You just got to love what you do, and you got to know that at any point, there's going to be guys out there that's going to come to take your job. That's what they're looking for.
But just
they want to take your job at the end of the day.
But don't take away the 49ers' chance to compete next year by bringing in a new quarterback. That bothers me to no end, because Jimmy can do that no matter what. Now, if he gets hurt, that's another story. We did it again, man. We didn't look like we just started. Let me see you Tuesday if you get a chance, will you?
All right, brother. Hey, man, nothing but love to you, Ronbo. Have a good evening, man. Good to catch up with you, man. Sorry I ain't been around these last couple of days.
No,
get busy, man.
I know you can't be having fun every day, all day.
Man. You know what? Hey, Ronbo, if you see me on my IG, man, I've been back in the gym. I'm trying to get on that Rombo level.
Oh, I'm gonna check you out. You taking photos at the gym? I always get a kick out of those. So I can make comments. All right. And by the way, and you can check him out too. Instagram. He's 49er _Deon, Deon. He's a lot of gang podcasts at Twitter at Swift Dee, Swift Dee. Deon, man. I'll go check you out on Instagram. If you work it out, I gotta whoop it up for you then. All right, fam.
Oh yeah. All right, brother.
Talk to you later.
All right, man.
My man D. And Daniel Serrano. I got five on it. He says, I got 5 on Jimmy G's Greyhound ticket out of Cali. Daniel says he's not even going to let Jimmy fly out of here. He's going to put him on a bus. Well, Daniel, that's nice, though. Some people have Jimmy riding out on the back of an ass, tar and feather hanging off him. Get out of here. What do you mean by missing that pass in a Super Bowl? Get out. Big boys climb on Big Ring says this is just smoke to get Jimmy to restructure and to light a fire under his ass. Psycho Jimmy coming for blood. Twitch. Oh, that's the reason why I want to see Jimmy too. Jimmy's collected all this disrespect. He's never been anywhere near as bad. People say he's always missing his throws. He doesn't know what the field's doing. He doesn't listen to that. This guy hasn't lost 10 games yet in his entire career. He sucks. Ken Martin says, I passed away from Super Bowl MVP and now he's good enough. One passed away from Super Bowl MVP and now he's not good enough. Yeah. Ken goes on. Ken Martin, thanks for the contribution, guys. Our fan base don't deserve the W's Jimmy brings him. Faithless. After first year, full season. I don't look at what if the Bills felt that way about Josh Allen? His first year, he wasn't doing anything special. In fact, he was scarily bad. And get rid of him. Trade for whomever. Just get him out of here. It's just not right. Well, here comes Rick to justify everything against what I just said. Rick, get on in here, man.
What's going on, man? What's going on, sir?
I'm just laughing at the Jared Goff thing that came up. I didn't see that one coming. Normally I don't see crazy rumors coming, but I said, wait a minute. I thought that conversation was private between Stafford and the 49ers. I know better than to drink all the rumors you see, but that Stafford to L.A. knocked me down. But Rick, I know you got some light you want to shed on that. What's up?
Honestly, it's not even about Jimmy G. You already know how I feel about him.
I know.
What I will say is this. Not even about Jimmy G. As a Niner fan, I'll be pissed if we don't do whatever it takes to get better. And the reason why I say that is because we have, I think, as a Niner fan base, we have an arrogance like, oh, we're just going to run it right back and we're going to win the Super Bowl. And I'm like, where does that work? Because the thing is, number one, we didn't win the Super Bowl, and the same team that went to the Super Bowl is no longer with us. So we don't have a semi-healthy D4. We don't have Kwon Alexander, Emmanuel Sanders, and other players. And so the thing about it is, and I was looking at the old flash of the '94 Super Bowl winning team. And the biggest thing that people forget to remember, that season, after we lost back-to-back to Dallas, we went out and finally got Deion Sanders, Ricky Jackson, Richard Dent, Ken Norton Jr., and other players. And so my thing is this. Do I think, even with Jimmy G as a quarterback next year, I believe we can still make it to the playoffs. Would I say Super Bowl? I'm not sure about. And definitely win it all? No, because the thing about it, if we have to face the same Chiefs team again, they've gotten better. They got Le'Veon Bell, Clyde, Hilaire, whatever. And so they've gotten better. And my issue with our team right now, I cannot say we're even up to the par level to the team that went to the Super Bowl that year, and we're definitely not better. And I think only way for us to get past that team, because that team did not win the Super Bowl, we have to be even better. So when I go back to the '94 Super Bowl team, that was the last one we won, we kept going back.
Rick, let me just add one thing right there before you go into this rabbit hole. Listen, here's the thing. When you say a team hasn't gotten any better, you're expecting the same kids, not evolving, not gaining from any experience, just coming out there and playing the same way they did the last time. Rick, I got news for you. You and everybody else needs to understand, Kyle's offense is something that you're going to evolve in and get better and better in. Now you've got a Jimmy G that should be more well-versed. Now you've got, no longer is rookie Deebo Samuel out there. Now you're going to have a polished third-year guy. You got a second-year wide receiver that's going to make a difference, whether you believe that or not, in Brandon Ayuk. George Kittle's only going to become more grizzled. So I'm sorry, but if the 49ers show up in the Super Bowl next year, you best believe that is not going to be anything like the last team they played, and they're going to be much better.
Ronbo, you have to first, to say that, you have to acknowledge the team that went to the Super Bowl. We had Kwon Alexander, part of the original.
Kwon was one of the reasons why we lost. If Dre Alexander would have been playing that position, he probably would have done better. Kwon missed a lot of tackles because his chest still hurting. I seen him pull up on a couple tackles, but go ahead.
Right. But we had D Ford who was there, and as much as people back
D
on
Ford made no difference in that
was-
Super Bowl. He did not do a damn
But
thing.
he was a major part of why our defense was lights up.
No,
because
he didn't
when
play
got out
many
the-
games that year. Rick, keep it 100. Did D Ford really play that much last year, in that year? Seriously.
Yeah, he played enough where we had the number one defensive line when he was in there. When you talk about that 4 defensive linemen, it was D Ford, Buckner, we had Eric Armstrong, and Bosa. And trust me, it was all because of the
Rick,
fact
how many games did D play that year? And he came to the Super Bowl looking like a shell of himself.
The facts bear. When we had D
We
Ford
went
in
and
there,
got somebody else to play the edge, Rick. That wasn't. D had nothing to do with the stretch.
But he was not as good when D Ford was in there, Ronbo.
I'm
And
saying
the
he
thing
had
about
nothing.
it is-
I'm saying most of the time he wasn't there.
I understand
We
that,
didn't
but the
have.
thing
He didn't have
about
much
it,
to do with it. Okay, just listen. Do me a favor. Don't.
Can we have a conversation where I speak?
I know, but I just hate when you go off on these long tangents. I listen as long as I can. I can't stand it. D Ford did not have any impact on his team coming down the stretch. He wasn't there, Rick.
Okay. Okay. If he wasn't there late. He was there early, which is the reason why we were able to get to the record that we had. Because most players, like I said before, most people, which is crazy, most people outside of Niner fans will always acknowledge, hey, you got a great coach. Hey, you got a great running game. Hey, you got a great defense. The only thing they say is, number one is our empty quarterback, and I'm not going to go on Jimmy G. But what I'm saying is
I don't care. You always do.
I don't care nothing about that at this point. What I'm saying is this. Every team is constantly getting better. And so the thing about it, yes, I'm glad we have Ayuk now. I'm glad Debo, which I don't know, because, I mean, he didn't play that much this year, so I don't know what he's going to be like next year. But the thing is this. You
don't know what his capabilities are. What you've seen of him. You could say D Ford could play 6 or 7 games and tell me how much of an impact he had, but you really can't tell what Debo Samuel is capable of. Really, Rick? Really?
Yeah, because the thing about it, think about it. When Debo was a rookie, we really were not doing it much until we went and got Emmanuel Sanders. Then we cut the fab. We said, okay, Emmanuel Sanders, Debo, Kendrick Bourne, that's it. But it took Emmanuel Sanders, somebody who was actually good, to unlock everybody else. That's why it was kind of a big blow to us, and that's what I'm saying. It's not that I don't believe that our team is constantly evolving. It's the arrogance to think that other teams are not constantly evolving and getting better.
No, there's no arrogance involved. You said that we've done nothing and we can't expect to be any better next year. Well, that's why I threw the flag on you. That's not true.
I didn't say that. I said we have to improve because of the arrogance to think, we're just going to – our team right now, currently constructed, if everybody's healthy, we're going to win it right back to the Super Bowl. If we took that team this year and played the Chiefs this year, we would get mollywopped. We would get smashed because that team that we went to –
all right.
Rick,
I understand.
The facts bear it out. The facts bear it out.
You can't make that prediction, Rick. That's what I'm saying. You're going by the Chiefs are the almighty gods, and the 49ers, you're saying now the 49ers are just smacked. And I said, come on, how do you know? There's no way to know that the 49ers, from all the experience they've gained last year, are just going to get ran off the field.
Ronbo,
Rick, but you know what? We're out of time.
Ronbo, you my dude. Well, you're the same person that said, we got to wait for Trent Taylor. We just got 5 surgery.
All right, you'll never get over that, will you? You'll never get over that, will you? And the reason is I was justified in saying that because Trent Taylor had impressed all the coaches. All I was doing was going from reports again. Rick, you don't read reports. I do. That's a difference. You just go by Rickism. I go by the facts.
I don't care about any reports. I'm talking.
Okay, that's your problem. Okay, Rick, we got to go, Rick. Come on, I'll see you Tuesday. We'll continue arguing. All right.
Absolutely, Ronbo.
Right.
And as far as the Jimmy G stuff, I think more than likely we'll have Matt Stafford. But if Jimmy G's
good.
on the team,
Good luck to you, Rick.
be it.
For your sake, I hope that happens so you can stop inflating everybody else but our guys. Now he's going to tell me Debo's no good. Good night, Rick. All right. Is that 49ers access? 49ers access. Come on in.
What's going on, man? What's going on?
Everything was fine until Rick came. I think Debo Samuel is a good football player, and I think he's going to be even better as he matures. I don't know why that would be so. Debo's not going to stay rookie Debo forever. But 49ers Access, come on in. As you know, the subject matter tonight is what's going on with L.A., Detroit, and Matt Stafford. I like your setup, by the way, too.
Thank you.
Did Detroit set this fire? Are the Rams trying to get the 49ers to commit more than they might want to get Stafford? Where are you on this situation?
Well, I mean, from what I've heard from a lot of people, actually, is more so right now the Niners and Detroit are kind of in a stagnant state of trade talks. Really hasn't been much news. I want to say ever since like 2 o'clock our time. I have heard that the reason why the Rams did what they did was to kind of, I don't want to say, give the middle finger to San Francisco, but it was to, in a sense, screw San Francisco and say, hey, you're rumored to only want to give up, 2 2s and 2 3s over the next 2 years. And, I've also heard another trade package has been offered. I don't know the validity to it, but it does involve the 2022 first round pick going from San Francisco to Detroit for Stafford. But again, with the Rams, it really just comes down to manipulation from an NFC West rival.
And it would behoove them to do that. In fact, I don't know why the Seahawks don't climb in on board too, because they're in decline as far as personnel, because Russell Wilson's getting paid so much they can't afford to bring anybody else to help. And they got to pay Adams. I guess they can't even run a bluff, actually, because it's pretty funny. But yeah, I can see where that's possible.
Yeah, I think right now it's just more so of a waiting game. I talked to a couple of folks from Detroit, talked to one guy tonight from the Detroit Free Press. He said he doesn't know anything about any offers being made, but he has said that he would give Indy a slight edge just because they're probably going to be a little more aggressive in trade talks. But he also said that San Francisco would be a perfect fit for Stafford and said that the way our scheme is with Shanahan, like that would be the best move. But jokingly, I think Kyle Posey from Niners Nation put out like, oh, the Cardinals and Seahawks are trying to get Stafford too, just to kind of add more fuel to the fire. But I think as of right now, I think you're looking at the same thing we were looking at this morning as in regards to trade talks with Detroit and San Francisco. And I didn't mean to set Twitter ablaze today, but after the Vincent Frank tweet, it was more so of like, this is what I've heard, this is what's been said, and then people need to know what's going on. Like, this is the franchise quarterback, Jimmy G, likely gone in 2021. This is a new incumbent quarterback likely coming in to play and possibly lead a Super Bowl team, because we have the team here. It's just, you have to get the right guys in certain places. But, from what I've heard, the Vincent Frank, the deal he had in place isn't all true, but it really isn't too far out there. But one thing I will say is that from people I've talked to is that Detroit wants number 12, and they're going to push as hard as they can. So it wouldn't surprise me if, the Rams are in on that, trying to get 12 away from San Francisco. And I wouldn't be surprised if even
or up the ante, but they don't have any ante to up. What position? If you're the Colts, you don't really have. What are the Colts, like 20 something?
I think 21.
Round? Yeah. If you're the Colts and you don't have a quarterback at all, don't you offer next year's first round, this year's maybe second round, just to make it a little better? Because if the Colts don't have a quarterback, or they just do get Stafford, I wonder where they're going to place next year. They're a team that's really stuck in a rock and a hard place. They have to do whatever they can. If I'm San Francisco, if I'm listening to you, what San Francisco is going to offer you, I want to hear what San Francisco offered you, just if I can figure out how I can beat you out. I don't have a quarterback. I don't have anybody but Jacoby Brissett, and we've already tried him, and we know we're not going anywhere with him. Phillip Rivers just left. We're not in a position to draft. If we trade up, are we going to get up to the first 5 picks? We don't think so. So they're really, if there's a team that's desperate for a quarterback, it'd have to be them. But like you just mentioned.
Yeah, I talked to David Burkett tonight from the Detroit Free Press, and he this is what he said. He said that Detroit is more inclined to acquire a 2021 first-round draft pick than to take a deal for 2022. And it really all comes down to if San Francisco is willing to part ways with the 12th overall pick, which currently right now, as far as I know, which could be less than the next guy knows. I'm not Rappaport. I'm not Schefter, obviously. But what's been talked about and gone around, at least people I know in the circles I travel in, is that it's, next year's first and then this year's third. And
I heard about that one the other day, actually. Yeah.
That exactly, and but Indy could be a little more aggressive and say, "We'll give you 21. We don't care. We need a quarterback, and we're in a position to win now." And again, I don't know exactly where each team currently stands, other than the last I heard was that San Francisco is kind of leading the charge. But
yeah, Vegas even has the odds on San Francisco.
Yeah, I mean, I was told today to be patient. It could take next Sunday or it could be tonight. It really just depends on. It really just depends on when the other party is willing to pull the trigger and how much San Francisco is willing to give up. And again, Detroit is in a place right now with people I've talked to where they don't want mid-level second-day picks. They want high-end, top quality, but the problem is they have no leverage. The quarterback wants out. They're in a rebuild.
And they let that be known. That was a mistake. Hey, 49ers Access, great to meet you. We're going to go because we're limited on time, but get back as soon as you can. I like the stuff you're selling. All right.
Yeah, I just wanted to stop by and say what's up, guys.
All right. Great to meet you.
Right,
we'll talk later.
Yeah, you too.
All right. What is your name on Twitter?
It's 49ers_access.
Oh, okay. All right. That's easy to remember. Okay.
Yeah.
Have a great day, Phil.
Yeah, you too, man.
And 49ers Ultra Report calls me out. It's a Ronbo arguing show. This is not a 49ers show. Okay. I do apologize for getting off on Rick, but you know what? He just kept going on and on with how bad I like doing this, but at the end of the day, I'm a 49er fan. I'm not going to sit here and listen to how Debo is nothing more or not expected to be anything more than he is right now. I just can't stand it. I'm sorry. And I apologize to you, Rick, for getting a little pissed off. But that was eating me up. Avery Giovanni, Spirit of Detroit podcast. Let's talk what you want to know about Matthew Stafford. Okay. See, we're drawing attention. Avery, okay, well, okay. Hit me up on Twitter and let's talk. All right. Yeah, and that's the thing. I'm gonna try to contain. I get really passionate about certain things, and that's the kind of thing that really got me going. So don't tell me Debo cannot be expected to improve from here to 3 years. I don't believe it, and I'm just sorry. I just don't believe it. Hey, Sherry, come on in.
How you doing, Ronbo?
Sherry, as a matter of fact, I came in all jovial and everything. I was laughing because these rumors are rolling and rolling and rolling. So, I wonder what we're going to hear tomorrow and on in the next week. And as 49 Access just said, we could hear about something as early as tomorrow or next week. It's exciting. But Shay, I already know where you stand on this, but where do you stand on the Stafford having talks with L.A.? Is that a joke?
Well, I think Stafford actually owns a home in Newport in SoCal.
Oh, really?
Around the Newport Beach area. So, yeah, they just recently actually purchased a home. So, I don't know. He could be going there. I honestly, I just don't see how they would. And a report just came out like 20 minutes ago. Bleacher Report said that the Rams are looking to move Goff. I don't know what team would do it. I honestly don't. If the rumors are true and we're having a hard time to find trade partners for Jimmy, just imagine for Goff, right?
Could be a three-way deal, though.
Honestly.
It could involve Goff.
It could be.
You got Goff going through Indy. You know what?
Right.
This may be how Goff ends up wherever he ends up. Not Goff, but this may be where. Yeah, that's interesting.
That could be true. That could be true, Ronbo. But again, like Goff on that contract, it just looks horrendous. And also too, Rams are doing themselves a disservice completely. With these, and like the last caller said about the marriage counseling report. All these reports coming out like
and lets everybody know, right? Yeah,
right. And it doesn't help because it's like, well, damn, right. But you still have to trade this person. So if all these reports are coming out and like McVay doesn't believe in Goff, doesn't think he's the future, then it's like, damn, well, what makes you think I want him on my team, on my franchise? You know what I mean? So, I just, again, I don't see, they're already negative 31 in the cap, and if you trade Goff's contract is practically untradeable. If you trade him, they're going to eat a dead cap of 21 mil. So they would have to find some way to cut 21 mil plus already the 31 that they owe. about people, front loading, back loading contracts or front loading them with the signing bonuses.
Shay, because $1
million in cap.
Yeah, Shay, you know what's really hard to comprehend right now? And this is a little bit off topic, but I mean, what's hard to comprehend right now is where does all these huge people that are hugely over the cap? Because the NFL, what they did was pretty much handcuff and shackle. 80% of the league has got to get rid of players like crazy in order to make it underneath the cap. It's going to be a very strange league next year with teams that look potent this year are going to look like soup next year. You know what I'm saying? It's really strange.
Yeah. No, it really is, Ronbo. I mean, like I said, I've never seen this as long as I've been watching football. I'm 25 years old. Maybe the lockout when they had the lockout that 1 year.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've never seen like the cap regress this significantly. I know after the lockout, right, when they had the players lockout, they upped the cap because players wanted to be paid more, which was understandable. But I've never seen it be an economic impact like this, where now it's regressing due to fans not being able to be in the stands. So I mean, it will be an interesting year again, Ronbo. I mean, like I said, we're going to hear this until April, whether Jimmy's back with us or not. I mean, this is going to be quarterback controversy for a while, and also too free agent controversy, not just for quarterbacks. I know quarterback is like the main position, but you got to look at other players. Like we still got to remember, if we bring Jimmy back, we damn sure need to bring Trent back, because how are we going to keep Jimmy up if our best left tackle is there? And then we got to try to hopefully acquire Alex Mack. Hopefully he would want to come to us to try to if we can coax him to be, and Kyle will be like, hey man, my scheme, we're gonna go try to get a ring. You want to hop on board with us? And something about the right guard position as well. So, there's a lot of moving parts. It's going to be fun to watch. I'm excited for the offseason. We've already talked about it. We know my stance, whether it's Stafford, Jimmy, or whoever. Like I said, if there's an upgrade at quarterback, you make it. If not, then you run it back. But at the end of the day, either they're going to restructure the contract so that we can fit more players in it and Jimmy could get more help around him, or they'll, make the trade for Stafford. But like I said, it's going to be an interesting offseason, Ronbo, especially even now with the cap regression. We're going to see players on these 1-year deals. I've already talked about it. We're going to see players on these 1-year deals that are trying to get paid, but because the cap is regressing, you're going to see them take these 1-year deals and try to go get money next year somewhere else.
In fact, Trey, that's why I think you got John Lynch going around all these radio shows and things like that. That's why he's so laid back, because he knows, okay, we're going to give you a 1-year deal, prorate it next year, and make up for what we don't give you this year. But listen, you can go out and search around if you want, but every team in the league is handcuffed in the same fashion. So if you want to play with the 49ers, this is what we're able to do in order to maintain a team that's going to be able to compete. If not, and I think that is going to be the norm around every team in the NFL next year. It has to be. You can't get rid of all your players. How are you going to compete?
You're right, Ronbo. But also too, like, again, if the Lions are leaking this to add more picks, I think the Niners need to stand pat. I'm not giving a first for Stafford. I was wavering, but I just think that if we're the 12th pick, right, and if we have to get Stafford, that means it would be a 2-year rental. So like if we don't extend him, then we pretty much just lose the first pick, right? And he's already 32. I understand. Like I said, I'll say he's better than Jimmy, but you got to take all these moving variables in it, right? So my thing is, like, if we keep the first pick and we keep Jimmy, right, you could try to extend Jimmy's contract, restructure it, have him take a low hit now, add an extra year on his contract so he's here for 3 more years, and then go move back from the 12 to get more capital. And then you just add on from the compulsory picks, like, the 3rd rounder that we got, the second, try to get like a second and another, like a 20th or 22nd in the 1st round, right? And then just start building the team back up again.
And like you're saying, if you get enough players that show any kind of moxie, you can now make some cuts and get even further below that thing. Kwaski T, we're going to have that show later. You got a lot of players that were marginal, and they can be let go, and you bring in a kid that you think can be a day one starter. It's going to be hard to find, but these guys seem – who knew Dre Greenlaw was as good as he was, I mean, you look around and you think –
No, you're absolutely right. I was watching Senior Bowl, man. I'm looking at some of these O linemen and D linemen, man, they are moving there. I mean, they're like, I want to make a name for myself. They look good, so we'll see. But shout out to my TNT brothers. They know they are, Ronbo. You have a good night. God bless you. See you Tuesday.
You too, Shay. All right, fam. See you Tuesday, yeah. I'm doing best to get back Tuesday. All right.
Take it easy, brother.
You too, fam. And Mr. Gonzalez, I always love when people say, gave up a 10-point lead. Oh, hey, that's not a shot. Are you taking a shot at the defense? Let's be. I was getting a kick out of that. Jimmy don't play defense. Hey, John.
Ronbo.
John, everybody's making sense tonight, except for Rick, but as far as the deal going on in Los Angeles, Stafford's name suddenly appears, and Shea said he's not giving up a first-round pick, and also 49ers Access says the Lions are really going after that number 12 pick, right? And I can believe that. So John Lynch is probably saying, well, listen, that first-round pick's not really going to be available in this deal. We don't really need a quarterback as bad as you do. So listen, what we're going to do is we'll give you the second-round pick, and we'll give you next year's second-round pick and a third, and that's pretty much going to be our offer. Because the 49ers don't have to kowtow to this because they can still with Jimmy and be fine. If they want Stafford, they can go get him. But Detroit has to know. They already exposed their hand. You don't call the shots in this deal. You guys screwed up already. We like Stafford. We don't like him to the tune of a first-round pick. So, but what do you think? Is the thing going on in L.A., is that real?
Well, this morning there was another inside source that I heard saying that when the general manager was on a video conference with the media, one of the
general manager
asked him,
of LA,
of the Rams.
Okay.
And they were asking him, if you cut Goff in that $65 million hit, and he was saying that because of his arrogance of bringing in all these high, top players like Ramsey, giving up first-round picks to the Jaguars, and now they paid Goff. I remember when they paid him a 4-year. I think it's about $30 million. Why would they pay a player that much money? Then now they have a problem. It looks like with the cap hit that I don't know what's going on with their cap problem, but I think they're over it. They don't have first-round picks. They don't have first-round picks for the future because they gave all that away.
I know.
So now this general manager is realizing, wait a second, we just moved the team to L.A. We're trying to bring this super team because we want to win Super Bowls. We brought this young, hip head coach. We paid our quarterback a lot of money. And now they're starting to realize the business of the arrogance. This is the thing that pisses me off, and I'm going to speak frankly. I don't like speaking negative about people who've called earlier, are going to call after me, even you, Ronbo. Listen, this is a business. Watson, that organization is going to tell him, you're going to stay here. So if he stays there in September, he's going to say, you know what? Fine me $100,000 a day because I'm not going to suit up until you remove me. They're going to realize that market of 3 first-round picks is going to drop. And there was another story that came out that says if they cannot get what they want, they may just give up Watson for pennies, which is also helping the 49ers and other teams who want him. So the 49ers right now, they have a quarterback. They don't need Watson. But if his price tag drops, then the 49ers will look at it and all the other teams. Same thing with Goff. You don't pay these quarterbacks so much money. And because of this year, and I'm going to speak frankly, the COVID, no fans, all the owners lost a lot of, and I'm not talking about, a few billions of dollars because fans could not go into a lot of the stadiums. The NFL, even though they have a lot of money, they got to pay their bills. And one thing in 2011, this is over 10 years ago, when they were tired of paying these rookie quarterbacks, the last one was Sam Bradford, who was making over $11 million. And look at Sam Bradford. They had to fix up that rookie quarterback contracts. So what happens is you give a rookie quarterback 4 years, pennies on the dollar, and on the 5th year, you pay him so much money. Look at Patrick Mahomes. He's making so much money. In my opinion, he's a great quarterback. He's not worth that much money, period. And now everyone says, what are you going to pay Lamar Jackson? What about Josh Allen? All these young quarterbacks. And the NFL has to figure it out. And COVID hopefully woke them up and realized, oh, wait, everyone's going to be over the cap. You guys figure it out because the NFL is not going to bail you out.
Yeah, this is the thing, and I don't understand why they didn't survey each team and come up, feed it into a computer and adjust the cap accordingly. What the NFL has done is maybe taken away some of the entertainment prowess of the games we can expect next year. The Rams are $30 million over. I don't think the Rams are the worst in the league either. There's probably teams that are worse. The 49ers, fortunately, are not over the cap, but they don't have any wiggle room either, really. But so it amazes me what the NFL's doing. They collected, though, a lot, John, from networks, television networks and such. We never heard of Prime Video being involved like they were this year. The NFL is still making money. They lose money on concessions and also the ticket prices, though, a lot. Each individual franchise does. So I don't know if they're poor yet, but 2 years of this could knock the NFL right on out of the picture, along with all professional sports. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what goes on from here on out. So.
Yeah, but it doesn't really matter. Like, even with the TV money, like, like if you watch the news networks, like, Fox Business and all those, business, networks, every business, even large business, with this, has hurt them. And the reality is, for the 49ers, I'm going to go straight down to the 49ers.
Real quickly, because we're out of time.
John Lynch realizes we have a quarterback, the fans don't like him, the media doesn't like it, and, whatever. He's cheap. We have to, sign all these players. Kyle Shanahan is going to ride with Jimmy Garoppolo for one more year, like it or not. And at the end of the day, it's Jed York's team. And if Jed York says one day he goes to the media, he says, Jimmy Garoppolo is the quarterback. Why? I'm the owner. You have a problem with that? Go to hell. That's the problem about a lot of fans. They have to realize we are not the owner. We're not the GM. Now, we can bicker about it all the time, but at the end of the day, I'm already getting frustrated. It's so funny how 49er fans fight with one another, and they even fight with you. So if they just want to fight and come out here, go ahead. You can even attack me on the comments and the chats and whatnot. I'm John, all right? That's who I am. I love this team more than anybody else. Maybe a little bit too much, but at the end of the day, Ronbo, you're still my hero. Anyone who attacks you, they can go to hell. It is what it is.
No, it's a two-way street. I'm bringing it back at him. So it's okay though, John. But thanks, I really appreciate that. But okay, you're a great guy. John, let me see you Tuesday, okay?
All right, Ronbo. I'll see you Tuesday. 49ers forever.
You great night, fam. Yeah. Well, let's keep in mind we're still family. Now, we can argue and criticize each other as long as we get too personal with it. And keep the energy directed toward the argument at hand. We're okay. We're okay. You got to do this. Yeah, we just did that. Avery Giamatti. All right. But and Avery, thank you, Avery, for that contribution. Yeah, we're a passionate group. I imagine most fan bases are. So we got to argue and holler and get mad. Slick! Come on, man.
So, Ronbo.
Slick, man, I'm telling you, man. Slick, remember these years? Because you and I, we've been knowing each other ever since the dark nights and days. And remember how we used to get started on Ronbo's radio and stuff? It would just get nasty. Slick, I thought that after we got Shanahan, we was down through that city and on into down the road. We're not. But we could jump back into that real quick. Every day I say, look, I got this subject. It always ends up being an argument hardcore about something. And now, Slick, you're in SoCal. Hey, what's going on with Jared Goff? And why have the Rams made it public that Sean McVay and his glorified quarterback are not loving each other right now?
Well, as far as the Rams go, I guess McGay finally sees that he can't win a Super Bowl with Goof. You know,
He's getting frustrated. I can see
he has
that.
a pretty good arm, but he can adjust. He can make plays when he has to. When the actual play that was supposed to be ran is messed up, he can't make adjustments. So he throws the interceptions and he can't run. So he sees his weaknesses already. So that's why I think he's done.
And that thumb in the screw is permanent, from what I heard too. Do you really think they're really? The thing is, you don't have any money. You don't have any draft. What are you going to offer the Detroit Lions for Matt Stafford? Why is their name even? I would think we'd see real names like Washington and Indy and other places. Belichick and the Patriots. The Rams? Why?
Yeah, I think the Rams are gonna keep digging themselves in a bigger hole. You know how they did with Jalen Ramsey. Now they're like, oh, you know what? Let's try to get this. You know, we'll deal with it later. You know, just try to get him and blah blah blah, all this stuff. But they're just really gonna destroy that franchise. And I know maybe the Rams fans, the way they feel about Goff, these bandwagon 49er fans feel about Jimmy. But I mean, if you know football, then you know that all Jimmy needs is a great offensive line and some time. And I know he's not perfect. He's not always gonna make a great throw but Jimmy's a proven winner. Since he was in high school, he's always been winning, and even in college, and even Belichick wanted him. And Belichick is like the second best NFL coach of all time, second or third. So if he saw what kind of player Jimmy is going to be Brady's protege, then I don't know why these expert GMs over here can't see how great he is.
Yeah, it's an impatience thing. Slick, you're saying exactly what I'm saying. What is it with making a full judgment call after one full season? Yeah. One guy in here thinks that Jimmy's close to 40. Jimmy will make 30 soon. KD, Slick, that's what those of us who are pro Jimmy got to learn to relax more. You're going to hear and see a lot of things that are totally exaggerated. And when you do that, you cannot bite on exaggerations or else, because I've said some things on Twitter, I'm going to go back and delete some of the things I said. But it's amazing how you can get all fired up when you're talking about certain subjects.
It's crazy how these fans forget who's running this team and how intelligent these people are. Like Shanahan is not gonna give up. It's not gonna give everything up for a certain player. Neither is John or Parag Marathe. You know, he's a genius when it comes to money, numbers, and all that. You know, so
Jed's right-hand man.
They're not gonna like destroy the team for one player. Even to get Watson and all that. I mean, I love Watson and stuff, but at Bosa, Kittle, Warner expense, you could keep them. I'm straight. I'll keep Jimmy. You know. So I think that they're not gonna make those moves.
I tell you something else too.
But there's a lot of talent. There's a lot of talent, and there's a lot of talent coming out in this NFL draft. It's like, man, like you know how like that Florida tight end, was it Pitts?
That's Pitts.
I love his teammate.
Big Pitts. Boy.
Yeah, I love his teammate, that wide receiver, Tony.
Yeah.
Oh, man, he's like Marquise Goodwin 2.0. Except he got hands and he's tough.
Oh, if he's got speed.
I mean,
you know what? But Slick, have you noticed whenever any player comes out of a team, remember AB? AB was just raising hell getting out of Pittsburgh. A lot of people wanted AB. Yeah. Get AB, get it. Don Lynch, of course, and Kyle Shanahan, they avoided that like a plague. All right, Le'Veon Bell was available. Get Bell, come on. I think the 49ers did take a look at that, but they didn't get real serious about it. And every time a malcontent comes out, it seems the only one we've gotten so far is Trent Williams, and he was in the right so much that you have to go, what did y'all do to Trent, man? You disrespected him, and then he got hurt, and the 49ers can get on that. But don't be raising hell in your team because that's scary, I think, for Lynch and Shannon. I think they get scared because you got not Stafford, but you got Watson. Man, I mean, and they did do Watson wrong. But I don't know if the 49ers, I think there's some kind of thing going on between owners and teams that if you take that guy, well, you know what, you can put yourself on a bad list with us. Because I'm telling you, the good old boy group is scary.
Man, I'm so excited. I mean, I don't even know what's going to happen. You know, they probably trade out for more picks, or they probably do some type of blockbuster deal. Or they're going to do some huge moves. But they're just, you know how they always shock everybody. Everybody thinks they're going to do this, but they come out with that. So, I mean, I don't know what they're going to do, but it's really exciting because, I mean,
it'll be interesting.
We move up, we move back. Yeah, it should be. So pay attention to that. Tomorrow's game at the Senior Bowl is going to be a lot of talent.
Are you right?
So
that's God. And everybody's talking about some of them offensive linemen. Everybody wants some offensive linemen. Let's because a lot of us would love to see if Jimmy G gets a certain amount of time to throw, he may be better than people. The ones that don't like him, they might start to like him again. Go ahead.
Did you see that big boy Deontay Smith from East Carolina, the offensive lineman? Nobody was getting through him.
Yeah, is that the one people were talking about? There's one guy that we were talking about a minute ago. Maybe that's the guy, Deontay Smith. I got to check this out. That sounds like it's hot stuff.
There's like so many. It's too much time. But I know I won't take too much of your time. I know it's people waiting.
It's always good to talk to you, Slick, because I don't talk to you very much. You get in every now and then. So, you know, it's always fun to talk to you. Say, Slick, if you get a chance Tuesday, I'll be back, okay?
Yes, sir. Good night.
Night, Slick. And this just in.
Man, y'all give me migraines on here, man. Y'all give me migraines. Y'all making my head hurt. Y'all Twitter making my head hurt. Y'all Instagram making my head hurt. Y'all a bunch of complainers. That's all y'all are.
It's all season.
Ungrateful.
Ungrateful.
You know, there's one word to describe this kind of fan base sometimes. You know, it's not everybody in this fan base. You know, it's not you, Ronbo. You know, I know you're grateful.
No, I get some credit. I get some fault too. I need to calm down.
Ungrateful.
Don't
like
overreact.
Some of you guys are really ungrateful. You guys are really. Some of you guys are ungrateful. Like the caller who argued with you. You know. What?
It's okay to argue.
You know.
Yeah.
Matthew Stafford. You know, he's a great quarterback. He's a great guy on and off the field. Great guy for the city, Detroit. Done so much for the city of Detroit. You know, do we really need a 34-year-old quarterback? Do we really need a 34-year-old quarterback right now? You know,
especially one that's got to still learn the offense and go out there and develop chemistry with the players. A lot of people say it's not going to be a problem. Yeah, it is.
And for much, you know, nobody's brought this up too. For much grief we give Jimmy G for being hurt, Matthew Stafford ain't the luck of the charm either. He ain't the luck of the charm either. He's been hurt too.
But Justin, he gets credit for playing with broken bones and everything. Somebody said he's out there playing. I didn't even know this. Somebody said he's out there playing with a dislocated shoulder and everything else. I mean, Stafford gets awards for being tough, you know. But
potato.
When your legs go out, it's another story, you know.
Potato. That's the way I look at it. You know, you know, but. You know, I mean, looking at Twitter all this past week, and I just been shaking my head and like, you know, I'm at that point, and I've been going back and forth with anybody. You guys can say whatever you guys want. You know, as long as Jimmy G is on this team, I'm gonna keep supporting him. I'm gonna keep running with my guy. I have a jersey of him. I'm gonna keep running with my guy. I'm not gonna give up on him that quick, like some of you guys. Okay. And for Matthew Stafford, I'm good. I think we're good. You know, I got to see Jimmy G when it's healthy. You know, that old line needs to be built. You know, a couple of calls keep saying, "Oh, we were ranked 11 last year." I'm like, no, we were trash last year for this old line. You know, and
we couldn't run. But just, but what do you think is that comedy going on in LA? Why did that pop up early today?
I think it's smoke and mirrors.
But what's the point? I mean,
the 49ers paid more. LA wants the 49ers to be them because LA last year still trying to pay back Gurley, Matthews.
I wonder if Gurley's still calling about his money. Because he was doing that last year. The middle of the season, I heard about that. I couldn't stop laughing. Gurley's still wondering where's his money? God. And the Rams.
So,
man.
And Matthews, too. Clay Matthews, he still wants the money, So, it's just a cat and mouse game with the Rams. They want the 49ers to overpay. As soon as they heard the 49ers are interested, they're like, oh, let's see if we can get the 49ers to overpay. And let's see. But the 49ers are smarter than that. We finessed Chicago for a bunch of picks. They thought we were taking Trubisky. So,
God, Justin,
I know,
you just bring that up. Just real quick, though. Is Solomon Thomas going to be a 49er next year?
I think so. Nobody wants to hear it, but I think so. I don't think.
What are you going to pay him?
Not a big contract, but I think he's going to be re-signed for the minimum. Maybe like
a lot of guys are going to be 1-year contracts, though, because there ain't no place for you to go. You can go to other teams, and you'll be back in a few minutes. We'll wait.
I think Solomon wants to stay where he knows where they're going to put him at best. And finally, a year ago, they finally put him where he's good at. He got hurt, but he's finally back where he plays at. So I don't think Solomon wants to take that chance to go to a different team where they're going to play him somewhere different. So I think Solomon's going to come back, and a lot of people are going to be mad about that in the chat. But if you're asking me, I don't really care what you guys think.
Okay, we got to stop this. We're all getting indignant. Listen, we're still a family, guys. Let us not get to the point we don't talk to each other anymore. If we do, we got nothing but bad things to say.
I got so much flack for it. Solomon's a good guy, and I think he just had a bad, he had a bad. Bad rookie year,
No, his rookie year was actually his rookie year. He was getting the Pepsi Player of the Week nominations, and he had a good rookie year. It was the following year that we thought he'd be a little better, and he was still struggling.
Yeah, well, I just don't think the 49ers thought clearly about drafting him because, like you said in 2017, and I remember this quote clearly because it still sticks out to me. Who's he going to play behind? Who the hell is he going to play behind? Is he going to play behind, what's his name? I forget that guy from that went to Jacksonville. I forget his name, but who was going to play behind? And, that was a quote. And I remember hearing that quote, and I was like, he's right. Who the hell is this guy going to play behind?
No, what's what I'm saying. I mean, and also, remember, what was that big guy we had that Solomon couldn't beat him out that came over from the Harbaugh era? He kept Solomon T on the bench, too. And I said, okay, how come that was a wasted pick, guys? And it's okay, though. He's he tries hard. Let's see what he looks like.
It's too close to call for the first overall pick, though. I still don't know who the hell they're going to select.
Especially
it could be O-line. It could be a center. It could be anybody. I don't know. Last 12, year, we were so... Yeah, I'm talking about this year. Last year, we were so certain. It was either Kinlaw or you get the Tristan Wirth out of offensive tackle that went to the Bucs.
Justin, you knew it was going to be a lineman? Because I was just certain it was going to be a wide receiver.
I was sure it was going to be a lineman, or they were going to replace Buck. In which they replaced if Kinlaw, because Denver wanted Kinlaw. Denver Broncos wanted Kinlaw, but they selected Judy because we took Kinlaw. So.
Hey, you're probably right. Yeah, because that's how you do. You have plan B. Justin, good stuff as usual. I'll see you Tuesday when I get back. Okay?
Yep. Have a good day. And y'all be safe and wear your mask.
Yes, please. Night, Justin. Ellis! Ellis.
Ronbo. Can you give me one more?
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah. All right.
Just one more call.
No problem. No problem. All right. Hey, Derek. Area code is 623. Hello.
Hello.
Yes. And what is your name?
My name's Harold.
Is it Harold?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Hi, Harold.
What's up,
Harold,
brother?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I got a couple of things I'd like to say.
Okay.
Some of these past callers are saying that we're bandwagon fans because we want to get rid of Jimmy G. That's not true to me. I think that's all bullshit. I think that you should want to be able to boost your team up no matter what and try to make improvements wherever you can go. And there's a couple of good scenarios we can go. And I don't think Stafford is a bad pick at all. I think he's actually worth the 49ers getting for a couple of reasons. He's $7.5 million cheaper than Jimmy. You drop Richburg's contract, pick up Mac, you save $8.13 million if you do that by June 1st, and then you turn around and you use Patrick Surtain and you drop the corner and sign like Barrett, and you can sign people like Juice. I think that overall is way better. Jimmy G, the problem I have with him, I think it's the same thing that most faithfuls have, is the simple fact that he's been on our team for 4 years and has only played one full season, and I bet you couldn't even name one quarterback that had a starting job missing 4 out of 4 years, missing 3 fucking years. That to me just bothers me.
No, it's a legit grievance. I can't deny that.
There's ways you should boost your team up, and some of these past callers are saying like you're a bandwagon fan because you want to turn on Jimmy. It's not turning on Jimmy. It's just you got to find improvements to try to make your team better. You want to look in the draft. You also want to look at free agency. And if there's an available quarterback that's better, in my opinion, I think you should go for it. Do I think Jimmy or Stafford's worth a first-round pick? No, but I like the two second-rounders and the third rounder or whatever was offered. I think that's way better because then we got other needs we can address. I mean, there's ways the 49ers can be way better. I mean, J.J. Watt, for example, he's wanting to be traded. The Texans are more likely to trade him than they are Deshaun Watson right now from the way everything looks. And he doesn't want to play for money. He wants to play for rings. He's already said that publicly many times. So we can get him on a cheap deal. Or we can use some of this money that we saved by, trading Jimmy G to New England and getting someone like him or re-signing Hyder, who I think earned a contract for us for how he played this year.
All right. Hell, you do realize, of course, though, that especially in the current environment with the COVID situation going on and everything, unless things lighten up, it's going to be tough to get Stafford ready for week 1 in Kyle's system. You are prepared.
I don't think so. I don't think so at all.
No, what would make you think? What would make you think not?
Because Stafford is a very intelligent quarterback. He's never played under a system similar to Kyle Shanahan's, but he's also a pretty quick learner from what everybody stated. And the one thing that is notoriety way better about Stafford is if you look at stat-wise, some of these past callers, like I said, they're saying you're bandwagon fans because you don't want to stick with Jimmy. I got a big-ass fucking blanket I can show you as Jimmy G. I wear nothing but 49ers gear all the time. I'll be wearing it over at the military bases, with me. But, the way I see it, though, Stafford is a really, really intelligent, quick learner, and he can learn under Kyle Shanahan's system pretty fucking quick. So I really think he could be a starter right from day one. I think that's very, very possible. I think people grossly exaggerate how bad it might be.
No, but remember what I just said, though. If we stay in this COVID situation where Santa Clara is not going to allow players to get on the field, and it's got to taper off between now and the summer. Harold, honestly, if you don't get any work and any reps in with new receivers and a new system, it's going to be difficult to look like you should look on day one. That's just the way it is.
Not if we
you played ball before, right? Stafford could be brilliant.
High school.
Stafford could be intelligent. I'm not saying anything about his intelligence, but Matt Ryan struggled his first year. Aaron Rodgers, those guys are all polished and solid vets too. They struggled, and with LaFleur runs the same system as Kyle Shanahan, and Rodgers was very into it until a few weeks or a month or so into the season. So you can't really expect Stafford to come in and just step right in and start throwing Kyle's outfits without having at least
possible.
preseason.
I can tell you how. It is possible. I can tell you how. They can borrow the stadium from the Arizona Cardinals. Because in Arizona, everything's not closed down like it is over in California. So so you can actually borrow the stadium. It's not like they didn't do it for the season this year. And Kyle Shanahan can whip him up in shape. Give him the playbook, and he can be studying it before the season starts. So there's many ways you can do it. Like I said, the one thing that I want to put out there too is that Jimmy G, and everybody's been saying that, including you, and I like the fact that you like Stafford. I think that's really, really cool, and I'm glad you like sticking up for him. But in all reality, he did not get us to a fucking Super Bowl. That defense did. We had literally the number one defense in the NFL in 2019. And that defensive line with the pass rush between D Ford and Nick Bosa and DeForest Buckner, which I don't believe you ever should have traded, Eric Armstead, even Solomon Thomas to some fucking degree, helped out a little bit.
Harold,
So-
can I get you to hold back on the F word? We got youngsters watching.
Oh, yeah.
Please.
I apologize.
Okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But our defense is what got us there. Richard Sherman, being really great at corner. That was when Emmanuel Mosley was starting to get better. We didn't have Red at the time because he was injured, but now he's starting to become a beast. We need to re-sign people and get in Stafford and saving money. And we dropped the Richburg contract and we remove him by June 1st. Then we save another $8.5 million. We can actually use that extra money to re-sign people that we like Juice, Trent Williams, and even possibly getting a really good other pass rusher at the opposite end of Boza. And I think that's the way we need to go. We have a Super Bowl caliber defense that got
Harold,
the
49ers, we had probably one of the best run games in the game. Also, the 49ers were ranked pretty high as far as points scored per game. The thing is, when making an argument about who was responsible for the team's success, really, the truth is, it was a whole team effort. The defense did a great job, but the offense had to contribute. I think they were over 20 points a game as far as offensive production average. So I don't know that, even in the Super Bowl, we had a 10-point lead with minutes to go. So the offense isn't really nearly as bad as some people are portraying it to be. I just think things ought to be kept in proper perspective. Let's not give the defense credit because they're in fact why we lost the Super Bowl, along with Jimmy not hitting that last shot.
I don't think the defense is why we lost the Super Bowl. Kansas City, you even said it earlier today. They got away with a lot of holding calls, which everybody knows they did, and that's not the only thing that they got away with. They lined up offside 3 times. You can look at the video of the Super Bowl and you can see that they got away with that, and those were all on third down. That would have given us a first down or made it closer.
But don't forget, Richard Sherman got smoked, and so did Mosley. All right, but Harold, it's okay. We need to continue on Tuesday because we're out of time. There's a lot to talk about between now and free agency.
All right, thank you, Ronbo, for taking my call.
Hey, Harold, a pleasure. Let's do it again Tuesday. All right.
Yes, sir. Bye.
And Master said, let's be very clear, Solomon Thomas is a bust. Oh, poor Solomon. I wonder what he's going to be like. They said nothing about his rehab. And Master also said, week 1 against the Cardinals looked like Jimmy Garoppolo was in year 1, Shanahan's offense. Yeah, no doubt about it. They look strange in week 1. But Master, you look at that game, and then the following week, what did Jimmy look like? These are the things I say. One thing about the Jimmy criticisms, it's always limited to those 2, 3, or 4 times when he made a mistake or he had a bad game. When it's a 16-week season or whatever, I'll never understand why only the mistakes and the bad games are counted, but the good ones, which outnumber all the bad ones, are not looked at. This is my only problem. Ellis! Ellis, are you ready?
Yeah, the mute. It just unmuted me now.
Yeah, that was us. I was trying to do something else, or Protect trying to give me something else. But yeah, Ellis, yesterday I was like, and I must admit, I was people getting all over me because they made it sound like Stafford was a done deal. Hey, Ronbo, man, your boy Jimmy's out of here, man. We got Stafford. I'm listening to all this, and I'm having a kowtow, and yeah, overall on Twitter because I was getting beat up. And then Ellis suddenly waking up. What? No, you lying. The Rams are talking to Stafford? No way. So, you see, Ellis, one thing we need to realize, there's going to be lots of things said between now and the finalization as to where Mr. Stafford ends up. So that's what I'm saying. Ellis, is this smoke and mirrors? Is this all being manufactured out of the Motor City? Did the Rams try to do this in order to make the 49ers overcommit? If they did, they got to know that John Lynch is smarter than that. Everybody knows the Rams situation. What is going on with that?
They're more desperate than we are. That's number one.
Yeah.
So if they want to take a crack at it, I mean, so be it. I would be okay to give Jimmy one more crack at it. You know what I mean? Just for the hell of it, just to give it one more go round. But if Stafford comes through, then so be it. Like I said, I like Stafford. I think he would
play.
Take us up another notch. So, but I don't know, man. Kyle was kind of sounding a bit too, I don't know. He sounded like he was confident that he was going to bring back Jimmy. I would hate for him to have to try to explain himself, but he did leave the door open saying, unless we are going to upgrade.
Guarantee, he doesn't go as far as a promise, but he did say, and both him and Lynch are saying it.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think it's still up in the air. But one thing is for certain, if he does do it, it's going to be one of the biggest choices he's had to make as a head coach thus far.
Ellis, you do say something that I just thought about, though. Kyle, he hadn't said a word since, but Kyle telling everybody that he expects Jimmy to be his quarterback next year, and John Lynch saying we've been pretty transparent about how we feel about Jimmy. If all of a sudden they do, then that means in the future, if they make a statement, we just think, well, he's just saying that today. I don't know. In the locker room, I think they all think Jimmy's coming back next year. So it really is a thing that would have to be really, you got to be careful with that stuff. We'll see.
Though. Yeah. And in the way that Jimmy sounded, he sounded really confident. He's been kind of getting beat up. So, him saying, that he appreciates those guys a lot, or, loves those guys a lot for saying what they said about him, talking about John and Kyle, in that last little round of interviews they had, then, it sounds like Jimmy's confident in that. So it'd be pretty heartbreaking for him, I think, to get dropped like that. So hopefully he doesn't have himself too set in or and he's, kind of will border and figure out a way to, make some maybe contract adjustments and really I really hope Jimmy goes in and really goes hard this off season and can try to come from there. That's the only way he's going to be able to dig himself out of the hole. He has to come out, serious than he's ever been. This has to be the best year of his career, in my opinion, if he comes back a Niner. I think that's what's going to have to happen. In order for him to redeem himself as a quarterback, if he goes to again, then it's going to be hard for him to be able to continue on in the league. I think it's going to he'll be crawling. He'll be in a maybe even below the Ryan Tannehill. Where Ryan Tannehill was at one point. You know what I mean? I'm saying where Tannehill was at one point, but Tannehill's actually playing a hell of a lot better. He's playing better than Jimmy is.
Well, yeah, he had a good last year. He did well. He just fell short in the playoffs, but yeah, the year before he was hot.
Yeah. So that's the way I look at it. I don't want to mortgage the future for Deshaun Watson. I'm be honest. We can say a franchise. We could say the next 6 to 10 years. Yeah, that's too much. In a dream. Yeah, that's in a mirage. Like,
he could get hurt.
That's what we would hope.
Like everybody else, he could
get hurt. Career-ending injury, unless
and you still got to pay
never come back. And exactly. So those kind of things we got to be able to make sure we understand and. I think Kyle and everybody's, kind of looking into that stuff and making sure, because there's got to be it's a smart move. This, no getting rid of Nick Bosa, none of this crazy stuff. I heard some stuff even about Eric Armstead. Eric Armstead could be a chess piece, but we have enough picks already. So if it's not going to be for something that's worth something, then as far as player swap and something of substance.
We just don't. We just got to. We don't have to reduce payroll like a lot of people, but man, there's going to be interesting to see how they go about dropping load. I can't imagine where they're going to start. I do know there's going to be some people who are not going to sign, like a lot of all those expiring contracts. That's one thing people need to know. It's not all about how much the 49ers got to get rid of. It's about who they're not going to sign and who's going to get them one-year deals. Because people got to know. There's no money in the league right now, guys. So if you're going to get mad about that contract, we're just going to have to say goodbye for now, and we'll leave that contract in your locker because you will be back. There's no money out there, guys. Yeah. We're giving you a one-year deal. Yeah. That's all we can do. That's all most people can do. So,
it's going to be like that. So I saw something just real quick about Kyle Juszczyk maybe having a window of opportunity with the Green Bay Packers because they'll be having, 28 million or something like that free in cap, and they might have a nice number that they can pay, that they can pay for. Yeah, so that might be a good opportunity, and it's a similar offense and stuff like that. So it may be something that, so that would be good for Kyle, at least if he didn't get to stay with us and we couldn't keep him. I would just like to see him be able to, elevate and, get another. He got one ring, doesn't he?
No.
Did he get one with Baltimore?
No, they didn't. They haven't won in a long time. Collins been there that long.
Okay. Shit, that was actually that was back in Ray Lewis day.
Yeah, that's way
but
back.
Okay.
All right, Phil.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
We will. All right, I'll see you Tuesday. Good stuff. All right.
Okay, champ. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Have a good night, champ.
You too.
And thank you for the platform as always, Ronbo. Shout out to the Niner faithful. Everybody stay safe, and we'll be back next week.
You sure will.
For the next episode.
I know. Bring your guns. All right, Ellis. Have a good night, Phil.
Bang, bang.
Oh, God. Good night. And it's Mario. Mario.
Hey, Ronbo.
Hey, Mario. So, Mario,
what's going on, Ronbo?
The amusement of watching this thing with the quarterback situation. Mario, here's the thing. We have so many positions on this team and so many other problems, but Jimmy is on everybody's mind. We need our right tackle, left tackle. We'll talk about Juice, K'Wan Williams. We'd like to get Alex Mack. Our offensive line needs bolstering. But the number one issue with a lot of people is Jimmy. Jimmy, get out here. Get Matt Stafford in here. So, and if Stafford signs somewhere else and there's another premier quarterback in the league, even if the 49ers go to the Super Bowl next year and win it, I promise you Jimmy G's name will still come up first as to who we're going to get rid of. It's the way it is, Mario. Well, Mario, I'm sorry. Let me stop. I get carried away.
No, it's okay.
Mario, also the Rams situation, too, is amusing. I just wonder, what are the Rams doing? And why are they getting involved? I don't understand.
Exactly. They're throwing their name in there. There's no way they could really do that.
I know, right? Where in the world? Yeah, Mario, you got a speaker open. We're getting feedback. But the thing is, the Rams, they made clear, and last year, actually, McVay made clear that he's not happy with Jared Goff. So I guess we should have seen this coming. If the Rams are really serious, why don't they call John and say, John, listen, if you guys aren't happy with Jimmy, I'll take him. As a matter of fact, Mario, do you remember the first year that Jimmy played that game that we played against the Rams? And McVay was just elated with Jimmy Garoppolo. I remember he was telling Shanahan about that. So he might be interested in Jimmy. He's probably concerned about Jimmy getting hurt, though. I know coaches don't think like that, though. It's always luck if you don't get hurt. But go ahead.
No, like they're definitely the Rams trying to get rid of Goff.
It sounds like I don't know what they're doing. I don't know why they're talking to. I was shocked. Well, wait a minute. Why are the Rams talking to Stafford? It's what? Are LA fans doing the same thing as the 49er fans?
Listen, I feel like the Rams and the Niners kind of in the same situation with the
Probably.
They kind of don't like their quarterback.
Mm.
The QB issue. And
That's for sure.
They're making a little too much, and they're not.
And McVay makes it sound like he didn't like him either.
Producing.
So yeah. It's a lot of money, a lot of responsibility. You gotta come through. That's for sure.
And with the Stafford, they only save like 4 or like 7 million. What is it?
No, he gets 20 a year. The thing on Stafford is he doesn't miss any games. Even when he's hurt, he's out there playing. So, you know.
What's it called? Availability.
You know, though, the 49ers, Mario, have you noticed that our guys, our whole team, how in the world did all our guys get hurt last year? See, there's something going on in San Francisco. I don't even think Matt Stafford can beat it unless we can, whatever the mojo is, we got to figure out why are all our guys going down injured. It wasn't just Jimmy, like everybody keeps acting as if nobody else on the team gets hurt. We had almost the whole offense, even the linemen, everybody's dropping like flies. They got to figure that out. Or no matter who they bring back in or bring in, they're in danger. There's something going on in Santa Clara. I don't know what it is, but it ain't good.
Last year was just a big giant fluke. We gotta forget about 2020.
I just don't want it to happen again. We got to store it. COVID's got to let us work out. You got to let those guys get on the field, practice, because we got hurt badly in 2019, but not just wiped out like last year. That's crazy. That's just crazy.
I know. It's just pain week 2.
Yeah, it took us 2 weeks. No, what am I saying? From the Cardinals game, we didn't wait. First game and the rest of the season, every week, we lost at least a player.
I was so confident in like the whole season. I knew the Cardinals were going to be a little tough.
Yeah.
Because of the DeAndre Hopkins, but I don't know, they just outplayed him that whole game.
Yeah. Man, that was rough. And like I said, George Kittle goes down in that game. Next week, it's Nick, Solomon, Jimmy. I mean, if we would have went to New York, I think it would have been like maybe different. That new surface had something to do with that, maybe. But Jordan Reed the next week, I mean, it's just one guy at a time just going down.
I think it's kind of funny how, like, Salah, since he lives in MetLife now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know, right? He's got to be scared. The field's broken in now, though. So it's probably not as dangerous as it was when we played that week. They just put that surface down. So we were the first team on there. So it was like it's probably catching cleats and everything. Oh, it's so bad. Man. High ankle sprains everywhere. Mostert. Anyway, Mario, we're gonna have a better year next year. It has to happen. We cannot have everybody going down and then blame Jimmy. You know, but Mario, man, we'll see you Tuesday, okay?
All right, later, Ronbo.
Later.
All right, you have a good night.
You too. And hey, Jay, we got 2 J's. I wonder which Jay it is. Is Big Truck making a buck, Jay, or is it the other Jay? Jay.
J1, what's up, Ronbo?
Jay, man, I said, today's subject, as I say, I'm clowning because yesterday I got clowned on social media. Hey, Ronbo, man, Jimmy's out of here. So take your Jimmy love because we're getting Stafford. So I'm sitting there, all right, cool. I'm fine. I'm okay. Listen, I will support Stafford. If he comes here, fine. You know, that's the way it is. That's the way it is. You know, so Jay, you know I'm not liking it though, right? So today, they go, hey, wait a minute. Why is Stafford talking to the Rams? I was delighted. I mean, I know I was wrong, but I'm still laughing. But, Jay, your situation, what do you think about the situation going on in L.A.? Why is Stafford over there talking?
He just weighing out his option, but, who the real team is. So we shouldn't even sweat it because we have a quarterback, you know what I'm saying? And if I was us, if we was going to trade him, I would give him a 4th or 5th round pick. That's what I would do.
Hey.
I wouldn't give him a number 1. I wouldn't give him a number 2. I wouldn't give him a number 3.
Right. We're in a position we don't need to be either take this or leave it. We'll,
right.
We'll make a deal with it. We ain't giving you no second round. We ain't giving you no first round. You guys, we already know you don't want him or can't tape him. Keep him.
We have needs. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, Matthew Stafford is better than Jimmy, but at the same time, we need needs. And we don't need to keep swapping quarterbacks. We're gonna do anything. We can get a rookie. Draft a rookie, let him come, develop, learn the offense, and then piece him in. If you don't feel like Jimmy ain't your guy.
And even because we've already proven we're going to be able to win. When you get all the way to the Super Bowl with a quarterback, regardless as to whether people think he didn't help none or not, if you can get there, that still means you aren't in dire straits for a quarterback. So you don't need to give them I just realized, Jay, you're so right. I hadn't thought about that till you just mentioned it. You don't need to give them no first-round pick. They can ask for that 12 all they want to. Guys, I don't really need this. You do.
Right.
You want to get Rich Stafford? I'll give you a third-round pick. I'll give you a third-round pick this year, next year. I really would.
Right, because why would you waste your number 1, number 2? We do good in the later rounds, and we start doing decent on our first and second pick. So, I just feel like right now we don't need Matthew Stafford, but
not desperately. Yeah.
Right, we ain't in a desperate mood like when we needed Jimmy. You know what I'm saying? When we needed Jimmy, we was in a desperate situation. We're not in a desperate situation. So yes, you know what I'm saying? We could improve or we could step backwards. It depends on because George Kittle really liked Jimmy G. You know what I'm saying? Yes, Jimmy G. He had some flaws, but he made some good throws. He made some key throws. He made that deep throw on, made 2 3rd and 18 against the Rams. He made that throw against the New Orleans Saints. So you can't count what this man has done. Yes, the only issue he hasn't stayed healthy. And you know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of people is looking to upgrade the position. But
see, Jay, the problem with that is, Jay, there is no guarantee a new quarterback's going to come in and never get hurt. This is my thing.
Exactly. We want them to, you know what I'm saying? Because we seen what it was before Jimmy got there. We ain't have a quarterback since, Kaepernick. And then if you want to go that far, Jeff Garcia.
Yeah.
So,
Jeff's the last guy that made a Pro Bowl, too. Yeah.
Right. So, you know what I'm saying? And you got to understand that we had J.T. O'Sullivan. We had DJ, you know what I'm saying? We had some terrible quarterbacks in here where we was looking pretty bad and looking pathetic. We need to appreciate what Jimmy's doing and just build around the man. If you feel like he ain't the guy, we need to draft a quarterback.
And train him and let him take Jimmy's job. And then at least you got a quarterback that can still carry the team and probably they'll be good enough to go to the Super Bowl. And God knows, if Jimmy progresses like I know he's going to and most people don't think, they think this is it. He ain't going nowhere. He is who he is. Guys, Jimmy has played one full season, and that's a guy that's been sitting down for years behind Tom Brady.
Super Bowl. So,
so let him develop further.
Saying we added, we're not evolving. We are evolving. We got some great talent here. We got good players. You know what I'm saying? We just need to have time where a quarterback have time to throw the ball. Just that simple. You know what I'm saying? You got to get a quarterback enough time to throw the ball. You see how it is when the quarterback is getting pressure. They're looking average. They can't, just like that year when Tom Brady went 16-0 or 18-0 and went to the Super Bowl. Guess what the Giants did? They pressured him. They made him look mediocre. That's what you need. The line, you need an offensive line and you need a defensive line to put pressure on the quarterback and to protect the quarterback. That's how you build a team. And then you build it from outside to all the way to the back end. That's how you build a team. You don't just, okay, plug and play. Let's take this quarterback out. Let's get this quarterback in and think he's going to do that. Matthew Stafford really took the Lions. He's been with the Lions organization, 12 years?
Yeah.
He only took them to the playoffs 2 times. So you got to understand, yes, he putting up stats, but he had arguably one of the best receivers, you know what I'm saying,
and Jay,
Calvin Johnson.
And Jay, just like a lot of quarterbacks, if you're playing from behind all the time and throwing the ball like Jameis Winston and Jared Goff did last year, of course you're going to have big stats. You had to throw deep all the game long.
Right.
Jay, but we got to stop though, Jay. Always great to hear from you. Let me see you Tuesday, okay?
All right. Appreciate you, Ronbo.
Hey, appreciate you back, man.
Brother. You have a good night.
You too. Thanks, Jay. And legendary. Well, hey, legendary, and thank you. And there's legendary again. Is that the same legendary? Legendary. HVAC. Thanks, legendary. And all right. Oh, God. And now, without any further ado, he hails from the East Coast, USA. Niner Mike.
Forget about it, Ronbo. Don't make me feel extra special, with an introduction
Mike, you are
like
special.
that, Ronbo. Oh man, listen here. I gotta say, I love it all. I love the talk. I love the faithful coming in here. I'm excited about all that. One thing I want to talk about, though, Ronbo, before we get to the topic, I'm actually going to stick to the topic, all right, about what you got posted here.
Mike, you don't have to. People like that about you. You do whatever you want to do.
I know. All right, look. The one thing I want to bring up is, the other night you kind of threw a little shade on Niner Mike, Ronbo, and I threw out some stats out there, Ronbo. Listen, I don't really throw out stats often, all right? But the one thing that Niner Mike never does is I don't throw out bullshit. And you said that I threw out bullshit and to fact check it. So I'm just going to let everyone else
point out in
here,
particular. Give me where did I? So if I need to apologize.
When I said that Jimmy G threw more interceptions in his single full season than Patrick Mahomes has thrown in the last 2 seasons combined. And that is an absolute fact. In 2019, the kid threw 5, and in 2020, he threw 6, which is 11. And in 2019, Jimmy threw 13. All right? So that was a fact. I wasn't just trying to sound like a smart ass and really throw shit on Jimmy.
Well, let me offer you an apology then. All right. So
all right, I apology accepted, Ronbo. I appreciate it. It was more so a personal thing because listen, I love to get on here and I get excited and I talk bullshit when we going back and forth. But one thing I don't bullshit about is when I'm throwing out numbers about a guy because I take that serious. I'm not ever going to throw shade on a guy just to throw shade on him. All right, I'm going to talk about it in a factual
That's why,
sense. You know
if
what I mean?
I were to ever cast a movie and I need a bad guy, it would be Mike. You sound like it's vendetta with Mike. Mike say, "I'm gonna get that Ronbo man when I get back in there." I'm telling him
listen, it's not even like, come on, Ronbo.
I'm telling you, you are.
It's not even like that.
You sound so awesome when you do that. It's amusing, Mike.
Hey, well, look, we're gonna do a segment. We're gonna do a segment, and I promise I'm gonna include some video with that. We'll do it together sometime soon, and everyone can see what Niner Mike looks like. You know what I mean? And listen. But the most important thing, Ronbo, here is, without getting all into it, all right, we should be equally concerned about it, whether it's extra shade or not, because let's face it, all right, Jimmy G Jared Goff, Dak Prescott, Carson Wentz, all these guys got one thing in common, all right? They all had a part of a great team. And on that great team, they just so happened to go 12-4 or 13-3 or whatever the frig it was, all right? Because the team was that good that year. And you caught a couple lucky breaks, all right? Let's face it. As good of a year as we had the other year, Drake Greenlaw doesn't make that tackle on the goal line, and we lose the division. We're very easily a wild card. We got to win another playoff game before we can even get to the NFC Championship. And instead, we wound up with a 1-week bye, home field advantage, and the rest was history. All right, Ronbo? So that being said, all of those guys, Dak Prescott, the Goose, they all did it. Dak didn't get to the Super Bowl, but he almost got there, and he had his little 13-3 season, and that's what got everyone else around him paid, Ronbo. You know what I mean? And so when I think about our team and when I think about our situation, there's a lot of guys out there that are going to try to maneuver these quarterbacks around. And I think it's in our best interest without selling the farm, Ronbo, because I'm not in for selling the farm. I'm not in for doing 3 first-rounders and all that crazy shit, to go get Watson. Listen, I like what the one kid said earlier, right? If the price tag comes down a little bit, I think that's a good thing. I really do. The other thing is, I just want to say this, and I don't want to take up too much time, and you got to let me know, Ronbo, if you heard about this or not, all right?
Right.
But I read a little thing the other day that said that Jimmy G apparently was actually healthy enough to play at the end of the year. And the whole situation between George Kittle and the statements that Shanahan made were subliminal shots, in a sense, to Jimmy G. And in fact, that in light of advice from his agent, he chose to protect himself because of the fact that the Niners had not yet come to him for any form of extension or any kind of difference in his contract. Because, let's face it, it doesn't seem like it, Ronbo, but the reality of it is he signed, like a 4 or 5 year deal, and he's already 4 years into that. And yet you haven't heard not a single peep, not a story, not a nothing, not even a friggin' mouse talking about it, all right? You ain't heard no one say nothing about a renewal of his contract or maybe a freaking extension. Hell, even the freaking Vikings extended Kirk Cousins, for Christ's sakes, So there were other teams out there that were willing to make moves and other teams didn't. And all I'm saying is, if that's true, then you can forget about it. And there's probably a whole different dynamic in that locker room that none of us, no one even knows about. Because George Kittle took it very personally. He made his statements about coming back. He even thanked Jed York for letting him come back and play in the final 2 games, And he made that very obviously, but he never directed it at anybody, and neither did Kyle Shanahan. You know what I'm saying? So, listen here. I'm just saying, if that's true, then Jimmy's got some fractured looks in that locker room, not just from the coaches, but maybe from other players in that locker room too, that know what the deal is and know what the situation is. So I'm not going to say it's 100% true and that's how it went down, Ronbo, but if it did, then, that's a bad look for that guy, on top of the fact that it's clear now, 2 off seasons, the organization has clearly been looking at different answers for quarterback. So whether or not you like Jimmy or whether or not you're his biggest fan, the bottom line is that he's obviously not won over the trust and the confidence of the people that make the decisions, Ronbo. Enough so to where they haven't even approached him about a contract extension, and I believe he's going into his contract year. So, anyways, that's all I'm going to say on that, Ronbo. And listen, I appreciate you. I love your platform, Ronbo, and I love you, Ronbo. You're a hell of a guy. Listen,
I love you back, man. We had a civilized conversation tonight, too. So that's a first. We're doing okay.
Hey, look, when we do our segment, we're gonna have a lot more dialogue, all right? Because it's hard to try to fit everything in when you want to say in 5 friggin' minutes, Ronbo. It's tough for a guy like me. All right, you know how us Italians are, Ronbo. We get talking and going and moving and everything, So listen, everyone's gonna see that. We're gonna have a great time. But listen, I hope all of you stay safe out there, whether you like Nine and Mike or not. I really don't care because I don't wish bad on nobody, all right? And unless it's a body, all right? So don't be a John Doe. But listen, I love all of you. Take care, and I'll catch up with you on Tuesday, Ronbo. Is that right? You're going to be back Tuesday, right?
All right.
All right. Sounds good, Ronbo. All
right, Mike. Have a good night,
Forget about
it. I got to find him pizza and beer And the whole time, Mike, I got a job for you, man. I got this jabroni. I need for you to do me a favor. And this is an offer I'm going to make that you can't refuse. Because if you do this for me, I'm gonna have Jimmy come home. He's not gonna bother you anymore. He's not gonna be the quarterback of the 49ers. And I'm gonna give you anything you want. All right? And I need this done between now and next week, because you're loyal to me. I'm gonna take care of you. So Mike is Hollywood, ain't he? Hey, Mass George says, breaking news, Jimmy Garoppolo sustained a severe concussion while taking a shower. Apparently, the water pressure in the shower head was set too high. That's right. Thanks, confusion. Hey, Jesse. This gets more fun all the time, With guys like Niner Mike and several others, and Rick to a degree, because I know as soon as Rick comes in, I'm going to get mad, right? And then you got Trey, who comes in very calmly and knocks you down. and Trez. Yes, Trez. Let's see. This show is built on you, fam. We got such characters coming here. It's always entertaining. Hey, Jesse.
Yes, sir.
Jesse, we are in the throes of wondering why in the world did the Rams suddenly decide to get involved in the Matthew Stafford? I know that you expect a call or some involvement from teams like the Colts, maybe WFT and Bill Belichick, but what the heck are the Rams doing? Did you see that? And anything else you want to add? Go ahead.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely did see that. I think it's pretty clear. The Detroit Lions, their GM just came from the Rams organization, so they're definitely in cahoots to try to drive that price up because it's a win-win situation.
Oh, I forgot about that. The administrative part. That's right.
Yeah. So that's a win-win situation for him. Ronbo, I got to ask you a question because you're a big Jimmy G honk, and I've been a Niner fan since I was 6 years old. I'm 37 right now, so that's 31 years of being a Niner fan. When Jimmy G came in 2017, nobody was more excited than I was. But even in 2019, when we went to the Super Bowl, every time that guy dropped back,
scared you.
I held my breath because I thought a pick was coming.
Yeah.
I think a lot of other Niner fans felt the same way, and it's not that I hate Jimmy G, but for the price tag that he is, with the salary cap going down, if a Matt Stafford becomes available and saves you $7 million, you've got to take a look at it. And that's where I'm at with Jimmy G. Again, no hate towards him, but the man, he had footwork issues even in 2017, those magical 5 games where he came in and he looked fantastic for us and he got that big contract. He had footwork issues, and those footwork issues have not improved. You add in lower leg injuries to that, and he's now less mobile. He's not the guy to take us to the promised land. I know that we have other things that we got to work on. We probably got to cut a D Ford. We got to cut a Weston Richburg. We've got to free up cap space. But Jimmy G is not the guy. He's just not.
I've heard it. I've heard it a lot. But I'm sorry. I just can't. Here's my thing. All right. Last year was not a year to judge Jimmy G on. The second year with Kyle Shanahan, now that's the year. And also, as I've mentioned time and time again, Jimmy's got better receivers now than he's ever had since he's been in San Francisco. So this is why I'm curious. Is not having to carry the team. He does need, here's the thing. When I say better receivers, I mean receivers that are going to probably be open right away. So there's no need to stand back there and take too much time to get rid of the ball. It's like he did when he had the speed guys. When he first came, it was about Trent Taylor and Marquise Goodwin who could gain separation within a heartbeat, right? So Jimmy all he had to do was fire to a spot, and they were right there. And Kendrick Bourne, one of the fastest guys in and outside of a route, actually had a nice combination of receivers that year for what he did, and that's what Belichick had him doing in New England. Then, when it's time to learn Kyle Shanahan's offense, okay, now it's about everybody being on the same page, and you talk about a young group. So this is why I don't make conclusions too soon. I want to see Kyle continue to build that unit, and let me see where it's going to go. I have the patience to wait. Unfortunately, like Kyle said, Jimmy missed out some valuable time when he went down in 2018 that needed to go through. And Kyle even had a press conference. He said, Jimmy's going to have to go through some things that unfortunately he's not going to be able to go through. And when he said that, I didn't know what he meant. But I found out in 2019, there were some places he was putting the ball where it was wrong. One thing people should know, if you ever played the game, when you see nobody there catching the ball but the defender, actually, the receiver was supposed to be there. He was throwing to a spot. Now, I know what it looks like, but I also know what was supposed to be developing. We already heard on numerous occasions at that point that Kendrick Bourne was running the wrong routes. It's not all Kendrick's fault or anybody's fault, but Shanahan's system is so that it takes a little time, especially with a bunch of young guys. So this is why, while everybody else is jumping to the conclusion that Jimmy Garoppolo is as good as he's going to get, and it's never going to get any better, all the receivers are going to stay in 2018 or wherever they came in, and that's where it's going to stay. No, I know better than that. This is why I can wait. Now, they may make a change. I don't know. And if they do, for all those who appreciate that, good. I'll support it. But I do know what's going on, and I'm looking forward to the next level. And I think that's going to be seen this year as long as Garoppolo can stay upright. Footwork isn't always bad. Every now and then you see Jimmy plant and throw. It's a thing of beauty. But, yeah, when he's hurried, those feet get crazy. So I know what you're talking about when you say that. But we'll see, Jess. We'll see.
Hey, I appreciate you taking the call.
Right.
You know, this is probably my second time listening to you. I really, really enjoy what you bring to the 49er empire. I will keep listening, but listen,
right.
If Jimmy was $18 million, I'd be all for it. It's that $26 million cap, and we can't, unfortunately, we can't renegotiate with them because we would have to extend them, and we're not committed to them. We can't, we just can't go forward with them, is my opinion. So anyways, appreciate it. Have a good night, man.
You too, Jess. All right. Hey, check out Fly Guy. This is always, here's another guy. Fly Guy. Watch this. Fly Guy. Yeah.
Chilling.
Fly Guy, you testing your phone?
Oh yeah, I just want to address a few things tonight. It's not even about Jimmy, but
I take it away. I mean, go ahead.
Do you think those players that was hurt was really hurt? Do you think so?
You mean the 49er players? Right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think they were.
If you think so, then I mean you have to think outside the box. Listen, Jimmy G, Sherman, et cetera, whatever, they have families, and they had a chance to opt out for the season, and they wanted to get paid, so they didn't. So they have to show that they on the field and trying to make an effort to play. So everybody was just playing. Why do you think everybody had high ankle sprain? Because you can't really tell from X-ray. You get what I'm saying?
You know what? As usual, actually, that's a little food for thought. You cannot detect. Well, you can, but you don't know the
Not
extent.
really.
You have to diagnose it, so you have to know whether or not it's a high ankle sprain or not. But
so those players have to make an effort that they want to play. So they'll go back on the field. Really, they didn't want to catch COVID-19.
Well, yeah, nobody does. But hey,
yeah, that's why I say that's.
If you opt out, that's right. You don't get paid, do you?
Yeah.
I forgot
So
about
they
that.
had to make an effort that, okay, I want to play, but they'll show up on, even Sherman, he'll show up one game, and then the next game he'll be like, oh, my calf.
Yeah, Sherm did that for the whole year very brilliantly, actually. You're right. And I
Yeah,
can see
and
Sherm doing
D4
something
didn't
like
even
that.
show up. D4 didn't even show up on the field.
Hey.
Nobody didn't want to play that year. I'm telling you, Ronbo, nobody was hurt.
If D Ford shows up feeling fine next year, you're right. And it would, boy, that would, wow. That would be crazy.
It was the virus. It was the virus. It was scary at that time. Nobody didn't want to catch it. They didn't want to put their life in danger for a game, but they still want a paycheck. So they have to dress up and
So come on,
pretend
go on
that they.
and get on the IR and stay out of the way.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta read between the line, man. It didn't make no sense. Everybody we had had high ankle sprain, and the one that stayed, they stayed and fought the rest of the season. But some
That
players
you
were
came
smart
up
enough
with
to be
that,
like, I'm
impressed. That really is. That's pretty special, Fly Guy. I would have been never in a million years thought that they come out there.
I've been saying that. I mean, I never told you that on the show, but in my mind for the whole season, I'm like, those players just do not want to play. Because I can see, I'm like, they don't want to play for real. Jimmy G, first game, he got a high ankle sprain. Then sit down 4 weeks, come back 1 week. Boy, I got another high ankle sprain.
Hey, Mostert did not want. Remember, Mostert wanted to go see his baby born, and Mostert didn't really want to play either, because especially after we started losing, they knew we were in trouble.
Yeah.
So Mostert.
Remember the press
how many
conference?
weeks? Yeah.
Remember the press conference? Mostert like, we got families.
Mostert's crying during the press conference.
Yeah. Man, I'm telling
you. You may have something there. I don't know. I can't argue with that.
It's true.
At first, I thought
I'm not saying it's 100% fact, but you have to think like that. Like, let's say you was a football player.
Yeah.
You got a bills to pay, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to opt out and can't pay your bills.
Yeah.
But you don't want to catch a virus that's gonna kill you, and you bring it to your family. What you gonna do? I might go short for a game or two, and after that, I'm hurt.
Yeah, but you know the thing is, I don't think they're that poor. I mean,
nah.
Their
Listen,
money is
when you making those kind of money,
yeah.
If you don't keep playing, one off season will kill, because you got hot. They bill is not the same as our bill.
Yeah. You got high bills. That's true. So
you got to keep the money flowing.
Yeah. You could, you know what? At some point, we find out that that's absolutely true. Fly Guy seen that long time ago.
The whole season I was saying, I'm like, Jimmy G didn't want to play. The second ankle sprain, that wasn't nobody touched Jimmy G.
And Nick, who's not getting that much money, he needed to be out there. So yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
And the rest of those guys, CJ, all the second and third string players.
The players that stay out there is the one that want to prove themselves that I want a starting job. But the one that they already had the starting job, like Sherman, D Ford, and et cetera, whoever, they were just playing like, oh, my calves hurt. Oh, I got a setback.
And
give me another 3 weeks.
The calf and high ankle sprain, because remember, D Ford went down with a calf injury from right at the beginning of the season, and then the calf went up into his, I forgot which part.
Back.
Yeah, went into his back. Yeah, right? How does a calf injury go to your back? And then it goes from his back into his neck, and now D's out.
And then I can't play the whole season.
Every week.
Yeah. And then if you keep him on the team for next year, and COVID is not dead, it's the same thing.
His forehead is hurting.
I guarantee you he won't come back.
No, I think these. I really, if his injuries are true, he's got to consider retirement. That's scary. You cannot have a neck injury and play his position. But Fly Guy, I'm telling you, man, you're always entertaining. We got to go. Let me bring me some more stuff Tuesday. I love it.
All
right, fam.
Yeah.
Hey, Ronbo.
Hayden, man, that's. Can you imagine? Guys are faking. We did have a lot of high ankle sprains. How did everybody have a high ankle sprain?
While I was hearing that, while I was hearing you guys talk, I was like, wait a minute, that's it.
It's not crazy, is it?
And you think about it, because like D4 went, but if it, I don't.
Richard Sherman?
I don't know, because he did that last year.
Yeah.
D4.
That's true. And there was no COVID situation last year. D Ford's really got a body problem. I think his body's just started to reject football. He didn't even do anything, and all of a sudden his back hurts. When his calf was hurting, he was fine. Well, what did you do to hurt your back? I don't understand.
And then it like went up from. We already talked about this like a few months ago. That's how long it was ago. Like,
well, yeah.
And
then
I
your back
remember
stopped
you
hurting
making,
and your
like,
neck
things on
started hurting.
Instagram, like I was kind of funny now looking at it because I was looking at your stuff from like week 3 Instagram. You were like, if D Ford goes out another week, and he stayed out the whole year.
Yeah, actually, he's gotten paid 12 months, at least 8. Yeah, no, he has gotten paid 12 months a year. He's definitely got paid a full NFL season, and not played a snap one. When you consider all the weeks this year he lost, and last year combined. See, Rick, that's why I got mad.
Yeah, and I just don't. Well, all this quarterback stuff, and I don't know anymore because it's like if Baker Mayfield would be out, if he said I want to be out of Cleveland, Niners would be the number one.
For the fans, absolutely. Baker Mayfield's available. Get Jimmy, trade Jimmy. Try to think of a quarterback the 49ers would not. Mitchell Trubisky.
The quarterback,
maybe
the only really quarterback that I'm like looking at fully, like if they can,
Who's that?
Aaron.
Aaron Rodgers?
Aaron Rodgers.
Everybody would like to have Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, that makes sense. But every quarterback in the NFL is not better than Jimmy Garoppolo.
Aaron. I don't know. I just
yeah, they get along.
But like Matthew Stafford, I mean,
lateral
I can't
move.
believe Brent Cohn said trade Nick Bosa maybe for Stafford. I was like, are you crazy, bro?
Oh,
he's like,
did
well,
Grant
I don't
say
like
that?
it, but it's a quarterback. And I'm like, yeah, but come on, bro. It's freaking. He's like, well, he gets injured a lot, and I'm like, but still. Bosa, let him have another year, and if he tore his ACL, then maybe.
And if you insist on trading, you're not trading Nick. Jesus, no. Nick's like that.
Greg Cohn's just like he's just like he wants to be like the villain. He's just like, trade Jimmy, trade. Oh, yeah, and what is Bourne doing on Instagram? He's pulling a Sanders. So he posted this, like, KB little, like, eye emoji thing, and then, like the where am I lurking? The airplane thing with the Sanders last year.
I think.
Well, anyways,
I think they told him already.
He was like in the background. It was like him in the Saints stadium, and then Sanders and Quan did eye emojis, and I was like, "Oh God, is he really gonna go to the Saints?"
Well, no, until they call him.
I'm like, yeah, good luck with Winston because Breeze is retiring. Good luck with Jameis Winston, bro.
Listen, I think Taysom Hill's going to take over. James might even be there next year. I'll re-sign him for a 1-year contract. But hey, I think they already told some guys that they're going to let him go because.
And what is McKinnon saying on Instagram?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
God,
Jet McKinnon, I think they told him too. And so Jet's going to make it sound like he quit. But I think the 49ers already told him they weren't going to continue.
I just felt like, bro, that's kind of a little rude.
Yeah, I know.
Like, everyone was saying, I love the Niners. I want to be there. But then he was like, you want to play with me?
Yeah.
He's like, well.
Bleep, no.
Yeah, I can't say that.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Hey, bro. I was on the live. I was like, bro, jeez, bro.
And Jet really should be nice about it because we waited for him to recover for 2 years.
Yeah, we could have cut you 2 years ago, bro. So you shouldn't really be talking that much, really. You could have been on no team because you tore his ACL in training camp every freaking year. It's like, Jet's back. Oh, you mean the guy? And he played great in the beginning this year.
I know he did have a couple of good weeks.
Showed out. Week 2.
Yeah, he did.
Remember that third down at 35 or something crazy like that?
Touchdown.
And he ran for like 50 yards, something. You know what I'm talking about? Remember that?
I do. I thought we had something there. But you know,
But
he was
then
supposed.
he just got tired. It feels like because
No,
he's not.
he wasn't
you know,
in shape.
Because think about it. When you don't play football for a while,
That's
like
what happens.
3 years, like I think you kind of got to get back in shape. Like Reed, like when Reed came back, he was fine, but then he got hurt again.
That's because
Yeah,
he's
you
been out
kinda
for a year
gotta-
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I'm worried about some of the
That
guys
was
for
kind of
next
the
year.
same with Williams. So Williams is just such a beast. Like he kind of got it together by like week 5.
Took him a while. Yeah. We got that to worry about next year too.
I just don't know what to think about Jimmy because I'm like worried about his injuries. He has
Yeah.
a lot of talent.
Everybody
A
is.
lot of talent.
Yeah.
People are like, oh well, he's like so bad. I'm like, yeah. Well, guess what? What did Nick Mullins do with the 0.5 seconds to throw the ball?
No, 0.05 is right. I
But
don't
you
know
know
why
what's
people
confusing?
expect. Yeah, it's just.
Why did CJ didn't play that bad at all. He played that pretty good. The
Yeah, he did.
Eagles game, he balled out.
He was impressive. You know, it's gonna. I can't wait to see what they do next year, and they're gonna make some adjustments here and there. I really do think 49er fans are gonna get up off of Jimmy next year, as long as he doesn't get hurt.
I mean, we'll see. Do they even like draft a quarterback or like just sign like an
I hope they
Aaron
do.
You know, I don't know what they're gonna do.
Well, they need to get a
like,
quarterback. I expect them to get a quarterback. I don't know which round, but they got to get somebody.
Middle, second, something like that. But
We'll
I'm
see,
gonna
Hayden.
start making a hashtag sign Terry Hyder. Oh my God, we
There you
need
go.
to
Hey, we got.
start making those hashtags because hopefully he didn't price himself out of the area because like I
he'll
love
stay.
Hyder.
I think he likes playing with the 49ers. Kate, Hayden, we got to go, though. Can I see you Thursday? Good to hear from you again, too. I'll talk to you in a while.
Yep, sorry, it's just like COVID stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't have COVID, but someone in my family had COVID, and I had to quarantine.
Are they okay now?
Oh no, they weren't even sick.
Okay, good. All right.
It affects people differently, apparently.
Yeah, and they just got to stay the quarantine thing. Okay. They're okay. That's all. I'm delighted. Good. All right. All right, Hayden. So I'll see you Thursday then.
So back to talking football with Ronbo. That's what we're doing.
All right. Glad to hear it. All right, Hayden.
Bye, Ronbo.
Bye. And area code is 860. 860.
Hello.
Yes. And who is this?
What's up, Ronbo?
Hey, what is your name?
It's your boy, man. This is your boy.
Your boy?
Your brother, Rich Rivera.
Rivera.
What's up, man?
Hey, man, we just sit back here and checking out the Rams and Stafford and everybody talking about how Jimmy G is not that good and we need to get rid of him and that kind of stuff. Yeah,
I got my son next to me, man.
Yeah.
Well, God bless you first. God bless you and your family and your
Thanks,
platform, man.
Thanks,
You're the
man.
best, man.
Oh,
You're the
thanks.
best. I got my son right here. He's next to me. He's
All right.
a fanatic of yours. He's only 6 years old.
What's his name?
Yeah, come on, come here. Say hi. Say hi to him.
Hello.
What's up to Ronbo?
Hi.
Hi. Hey. And what is your name? Is it like about little guys, children? They everything takes a little longer to process. He'll figure. Rivera, are you still there? Little Rivera. We lost him all of a sudden. I think that's it for Rivera and the little guy. Maybe he just called in to say hi. Hello? That was adorable. All right. Are we going to go to Rich? 'Cause I'm not sure what's going on with Rivera. Maybe we come back to Rivera. Hey, Rich. Is that another caller? Okay. Rivera. We're still looking for Rivera. I think they got cut off, though. Because that's too quiet. Yeah. Rivera, call back. Okay. Well, we can't call back. We'll get it next time. Jesus.
Ronbo.
Jesus. Oh, come on in, man. You know, I'm in here having fun today because, yesterday I got beat up pretty bad on social media. People were hunting me down because the news had came out that Matt Stafford and the 49ers were nearing an agreement. Grant Cohn already was ordering his what number? Number 9 49er jersey. I said, hey, what's going on, guys? Really? Because I didn't heard about this, I just saw it on social media, right? So I'm sitting there eating crow and taking a beating. And then today I said, wait a minute. I thought it was a done deal with the 49ers and Matt Stafford. Why is he over there saying that he thinks McVay and the Rams have a nice situation he'd like to be a part of? What is that? So somebody said, well, you know what? It's probably being generated from Detroit because they're not getting enough calls for Matt. Or it's the Rams trying to get the 49ers to make suckers out of the 49ers so they get scared and start giving up more. But Jesus, that cannot be right. They cannot think the 49ers are so stupid as to give up more. We still have a quarterback. We're not desperate. So we're not going to give up more picks just to get Stafford. So I have trouble believing that, too. So what in the world is going on with L.A.?
I'll let you give out my shout outs.
Go ahead, give me shout outs. Go ahead. Remember what I asked.
I'll let you give a shout out. I'll let you give a shout out to my brother Eddie E., my homie Chad Garrison, my homie Josh One, my homie Jay Anderson, my homie Horancho Flores, for Kobe, my homie Sean Bueller. You know what I'm saying? Everyone up in there, and Tommy Testrasso's mom, I'd like to give a shout out to her. You know what I'm saying?
That's cute with that.
Tommy Testrasso's mom, Tommy Testrasso's mom, tell her I say hi. But on my granddaddy daughter, just the Rams, they're just haters, man. I ain't worried about them. I ain't worried about him. If they're gonna get Matthew Stafford, they're gonna waste a lot, and plus they don't got the money for it.
Well, see, that's the thing. They don't have enough to buy $100 worth of food stamps. Because Jalen Ramsey had to strip him naked. I don't even know how they're paying him. Todd Gurley is still calling and asking about his money. So, Clay Matthews is not happy with. They didn't pay him. So how are you gonna do? Why is Matt Stafford even over there? Something's wrong with that whole news bit. I want to see.
The Rams are in debt. They're a debt team. They're just trying to get the workflow. As long as they have a semi-decent team, they're just trying to bring someone in. The Mac says, shout out. All right, Mac. The Mac, I'll give you a shout out. Shout out to my homie, the Mac. I like to say that the Rams are always out here just trying to caught block any team. Sorry for my language. They're just really out here. They're willing to give up the first every time that they're willing to trade for someone.
They don't know how to draft. I get a feeling they don't know how to draft, so they go to the free agency market without hesitation. Okay, because they're thinking, oh, we give up a draft pick. That's just as good as anybody we were going to get. Well, yeah, but you keep doing that, and you're not winning any Super Bowls.
Jared Goff for Matthew Stafford? Because I wouldn't take that trade. I think Matthew Stafford's better than Jared Goff.
Yeah, well, see, I guess that's what they'd have to do. They're not going to keep both because they can't afford to keep two guys at over $20 million. So I guess, but what if Detroit says, well, we don't really want Jared. Listen, what we want is this, and this. I think they got a second-round pick. Somebody said they do have a second-round pick. I didn't know they did. I thought the Rams didn't have anything but 4th, 5th, and 6th rounds. So, when I heard they had a second-round pick, we got a call in earlier, so they do have a second-round pick. I was shocked.
So are they just going to try to get rid of, are they going to try to, get this whole stacked team and just have big-name players and not do anything with it? It sounds like to me that they're just trying to build another dream team on their team.
And
the receivers are decent.
Years.
They have Coop.
Yeah.
They have Coop. The running back's decent. I'm not going to say he's bad or
he was
he's
pretty
mediocre.
good last year.
He's decent.
He's better
he was pretty good. Yeah, I'll give you that. just are they just trying to be like, all right, this guy didn't work, this guy's up, let's bring him in. You can't always do that because that will mess up your cap and you're gonna be far behind.
And if you don't win, then you really shot yourself in the foot. That means you went through all that and you still didn't win. So what are you doing? Build your team, get some draft picks, homegrown. This way you don't lose so much money too. And if they're good, then you win. Dumbass. So I don't know what the Rams are doing.
Yeah. They think that they had the best. I'm not gonna say that they had the best defense, but they had big name players on defense.
Yeah.
But your defense, your team is as good as your offense is. That's the way how I like to see it, especially that it's becoming an offensive team, becoming an offensive era in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
You can no longer able to tackle the quarterback without getting penalized for 15 yards. And let's see if you're like Russell Wilson and Tom Brady, Mahomes, where you get ejected from the game, when you barely touch these guys.
I know. The Rams, I don't know. The Seahawks, we're going to see these stories about the Seahawks starting next year, maybe in the middle of the season, because, they have the same problem. Russell Wilson's got all the money, and you guys can't afford to sign anybody. Adams, I don't know how they're going to pay. That's going to be interesting to see how they pay him. So, so you get a team, and the way you do it, Jesus, you get that super stud, get 2 or 3, and you got a 2-year or 1-year window, and hopefully you win. I guess you could do that for years, I guess. You don't worry about the draft. You just see what you can get as far as the best players available already in the NFL and see if you can win the Super Bowl that way. And if that doesn't work, I don't know. That's a tough way to go. Yeah. They had a good defense last year, but everybody knows how to deal with Aaron Donald now, so I don't know what you're going to do. That's going to be everybody knows how to do
offensive line should. For us not having a good offensive line or not the best offensive line, we did good. Mike McGlinchey is asking me to gain those 10 pounds back.
He's got
we need to bring back Trent. We need to bring back Trent Williams. We need to let go of Richburg, bring Alex Mack in, or draft another center. We need line. We need a OL in our team.
Yeah.
And I'm not Tommy Testosterone, guys. I'm 49er Empire in the chat.
Oh my
God! I'm out here talking
they
about
might as well call you an might as well call you an SOB I'd rather be called an SOB than call me Tommy Testosterone. That's disgusting,
bro. I'm not Tommy Testosterone, bro. I'm 49er Empire in the chat, dog. What you talking about, dog? I'm a granddaddy daughter. I'm reading the chat, bro. I'm over here laughing, bro. I'm not no damn Tommy Testosterone. Ain't no bum.
Ew.
Man, you should look at your hand and slap yourself.
I mean, really,
you should look at your hand.
Call me Seahawks Rain or something, but to call me Testosterone, you might as well call me an MF too. That's fighting material. Yuck.
Oh, damn. It's like you guys are like trying to like. Shit, man, this guy's out here really trying to call me out, man. I'm Tommy Testosterone.
Oh, that's disgusting. Bro. Hey, Jesus, go ahead. We're going to go. We're out of time. Hey, Jesus, let me.
Shout out to Ronbo.
I'll see you. Yeah. Hey, guys, don't. Oh, man, I should have said that. Anybody calls me Tommy Testosterone, we're blocking you. Don't do it. I'm telling you. Hey, Jesus, I'll see you Tuesday.
Blessed night, man. Thank you for letting me get on the call, man. Thank you for the platform, man. You have a blessed night.
Always appreciate you, Jesus. All right, fam. Night. Tonight's been hilarious, man. Today's whole day was hilarious. Cause see, at Twitter, I'm just like, people like hating me, boys. Ronbo, man, Jimmy's leaving. That's all I can say now. Before, it was, okay, Matthew Stafford's coming in. That's it. And now, Ronbo, man, no matter what, Jimmy's leaving. Jimmy. Oh, Jimmy, my boy. Jimmy. Oh, Jimmy back. When are you coming back? Hey, guys, seriously, don't get mad. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. And if we get Stafford, I will support it. All right? I'm just having fun, okay? It's no big deal. We're going to be fine. Nana, Mike, I love you, man. And also, Mike, remember, you got to get a call from me at any time. Because, Mike, you know one thing about it, man. You know you're my number one combo. My number one paisano. You mean a lot to me. You know that, man. We go back a long time. You know, I knew your sister well, your mother, and all. They're really good people. And sometimes you get a little crazy. That's all right. You're Italian. You're supposed to get a little crazy. But remember, you're the godfather. Don't really appreciate too much disrespect. Well, it's going to be okay. Let's do it. I can't wait to see you, fam. I'll see you Tuesday. Just have a good night. Stay out of the way of COVID. Do what you got to do to stay, but do not get that misery. And thanks for the contribution tonight, fam. Night.